Y'all, I swear I'm coming on soon. I just, I'm fucking up my going live. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm so sorry. All right, say it with me, chat. 15 minutes starting soon screens are valid. 15 minutes starting soon screens are valid. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. Was your name RNG? Otherwise, what inspired your name? So my name, hello Jester. My name, I made this back. Thank you for all the follows, by the way. Hello, Good Product Venom, Chef Samaka. And thank you for the Prime, Kevin. That's very nice. And also the follow, Shootout. So I made my account when Goat Simulator was a big deal. It's still a big deal. There's a third one coming out, right? Or like a new one. And then there was, I was like, huh, what rhymes with moat? Or goat. And then I said, moat rhymes with goat. And then I made no other thoughts after that. That was it. Hello, everyone. Welcome in, Florida Human. Deft, hello. Paprika Dallas, OMG, Il Bashu. Lena, Gumby, I'm not gonna get everyone. Dylan, aka Hytho. Hype. Kurt, hello. You must say that's the first time you heard your name pronounced like that. What did I say? I did it terrible. I'm so sorry. Produce and product? Or product and product? What did I say? Something stupid. Throat. People still call me Throat Simulator Bashu, so that's, even though that was not what I named myself, people still do it. Production. It's like a turducken. Like, not even close. I'm so sorry. I have been, oh man. I have been not doing, yeah, exactly. Believe me, even if I didn't call myself that, people still think that's hilarious. Jester says, a deep, wide ditch surrounding a castle, fort, or town, typically filled with water and a defense against an attack. True. Coat simulator sounds pretty lame. What I just, like, I'm a coat? Like, at least moat, I feel like, has, like, medieval connotations. It has something, but, like, a coat simulator, it'd just be, like, would my branding just be a bunch of jackets? Like, what would that... Alright, I'm doing my going live on Twitter now. Here's what... Okay, very stupid reason why I'm late. Not a good reason. But I'm trying to get a going live post that's not all the dolls in the background. And I'm realizing it's really hard not to get the dolls. Like, I'm starting to realize I need to clean other parts of my apartment so I can take photos in front of it. Or maybe I should have less dolls. I don't know. Who knows? Okay. Wii Sports, tourney, recap, ARG finale. The Wii Sports tourney recap is going to be short because we have to finish this I Am Sophie thing or else I am going to have a heart attack. Anybody who doesn't know what's going on there, it's terrifying and not everyone thinks it's scary. I think I am particularly susceptible to certain types of scary things. I mean, I'm a baby, so I am scared about things above average. But please go on my Twitter, by the way. Please like this tweet. Wait, I'll just post it. Please post this. This is why I'm so late. So hopefully, you know, just I don't know, like it or whatever. Oh man, I'm such a fucking mess. So yeah, I was moving the dolls around, and as you know, sometimes they move by themselves, so that's a whole thing. So I was just trying to get, I think I just need to have more shots that I can take pictures of. You're scared about the microverse? What's the microverse? Now, is that like a new thing I have to be scared about? Did you know why, this is really stupid, but did you know why, Elon Musk and Grimes bonded originally? Hi Chili, it's nice to see you. Caca, did you poop? Yo, why is YouTube chat, like, I thought people said Twitch chat was odd. YouTube chat has always been weirder. You pooped, Gear, in YouTube? Please, follow me on YouTube, by the way. Are you okay? Like, do you need to call someone? The doll in the background of your pic is watching. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for the follow, Florida Human. I heard that castles dumped their sewage into the moat so invaders would have to swim through disease-infested water. That makes a lot of sense. Because, like, people always draw it with this, like, beautiful, like, clear water. But realistically, like, you don't want it to be, like, a pleasant swim. Like, I think a lot of people draw it as, like, nice, you know, clear water filled with, like, crocodiles or something. But, like, crocodiles and alligators would leave the moat, right? So, like, if you were living in the castle, like, wouldn't you go across the bridge and then, like, the alligators would just be on the land, right? Like, they don't just stay in the water. So I assume most moats were not full of alligators. That would have been crazy. And so, yeah, you don't want it to be, like, a pleasant swim. So the disease, like, the sewage thing makes sense. Of course, I'd name myself after a disease sewage infested puddle. Checks out. Checks out. Yeah, also, a lot of these castles were in, like, Scotland. There's no alligators in Scotland. I'm not, like, a biologist, but I don't believe there are alligators in Scotland. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Please correct me if that's incorrect, but there's no way, right? Dinosaurs? Yeah, exactly. Like, they put, people in medieval times put dinosaurs in the moat. We're just making shit up at this point. I've never read history. Has anyone read a history book? It was a deterrent so they'd throw like oil and use archers. Oh yeah, you could put oil in and light it on fire, but then my dumb ass would burn down the whole castle. What is the microverse? Sorry, someone's scared of the microverse. In terms of like us being afraid of specific things, I'm specifically afraid of like glitches and scary like I don't like things in the internet that can get at you. Viruses scared me as a kid back in like the Windows X, like, you know, 19, like forever ago day. Thank you, Will, for being on the YouTubes. Maybe the weird person who always tells me to wear a mask in a fetish way is there. You can pop them every third stream. That's so weird. That's like one of the weirder ones. But yeah, I was just terrified of viruses as a kid because like viruses sounds scary. Like they would like, you know, the real old one, like one of the original viruses was like, what is it called? Like I love you or something. It was like a Trojan or like a worm. And it would be like someone saying I love you and then like it would take over your whole computer. That scared the shit out of me as a kid. Yeah, the old ones would fuck up your whole life, you know? So I'm really scared of viruses. I'm scared of things that can get at you through the wall. Like I feel like that is like fourth wall shit, you know? It's like they literally can get through the screen at you. That stuff scares the shit out of me. That's why Doki Doki scares the shit out of me, even though Chum thinks it's a romantic, beautiful love story. Shout out to Chum, by the way. And that's why I Am Sophie scares me, because it's all about like going through the screen. Yeah, The Ring, exactly. It's like The Ring, but like worse. Cause like, I feel like in The Ring, it's like there's some girl. It's like, I could take some girl, maybe. I don't know. I guess she's supernatural. Okay, why Elon and Grimes bonded? So Grimes is they're both into like crazy shit, right? Like they both took too many drugs. I think it's fair to say these are two intelligent people. Two people that I have respected at given moments in my life who took like too many drugs. Like, I feel like they're like good poster child of being like, you should not take drugs. Like I'm not saying you should never take drugs. Yeah, but like they were like, look back at both of them in 2010 versus now. Worse. They've gotten worse, right? Objectively, I think everyone can agree. I loved Grimes. You know how big a fan am I of Grimes? 1 second. This was pre them dating, but like this is like I'm practicing what I preach here. Like I'm not making this shit up. I used to be a big fan of both of them. I own one of her records. Like this is how much I loved Grimes. Like this isn't, I'm not just saying I love them. Like this is real. I loved Elon. I loved Grimes. I stand them. And then something happened. And I think it's drugs. Because now it's like, what are you doing? Anyway, so they started bonding because they're both of them are really into like anime and like dystopian, like sci-fi shit. And so there's this horrible, I don't know if it's like a theory, but some people actually believe it. And she named one of her songs, or she had a reference to it, and Elon got it. You know what I mean? And Elon, like, she's like, no one has ever gotten this reference before. So there is this like thing that people actually believe, apparently, that we are going to get taken over by machine overlords. So like people, that's the robot overlords thing. People know about that. That's like a real, like, that's like kind of common knowledge that, yeah, classic, exactly. But the crazy shit about it, and it just like fucks with you. Like apparently they like taught some people about it and they had to stop, like there was like an experiment and some people went crazy during the experiment because they were explaining this to them and their brain like broke because they started like freaking out. I don't know. This sounds like I'm high. I honestly, I got up from a nap, so like basically the same thing. So it's not just that the robots are taking over, it's that the robots are so advanced. I might get this wrong, but the robots are so advanced that they're able to go through time. Like they're able to go through dimensions, you know what I mean? And so they will know in the past who was against the robot machine overlords. It's just so fucked up. So like they will know because they can go back in time because they're that advanced who was against robots taking over and like AI taking over. So the best way to make sure, yeah, the basilisk. Yeah, this is called the basilisk. Thank you. So the best way to combat this and the best way to ensure your survival as a person, which is seemingly against your own interest, is to start building the machine now that will destroy the human race. Because once it's made and they start killing people off, you'll be one of the good ones. So it sort of reminds me of like, do you remember when, why am I such a toxic person? Do you remember Rick and Morty? Whereas there's like the dog and the dog takes over and they like start becoming like superhuman. And then like people start realizing they have to be on team dog. Like or else they're not, like they have to be like take the place of the dogs. So it sounds like if you do not start right now, like you, at this present time, start building this monster that will kill the human race, like this AI, if you don't start doing it now, it will go back in time, know it, and you will die. So you have to weirdly go against your own self-interest and start building this thing to destroy the human race. Anyway, long story short is like she had like a reference to the basilisk in one of her songs, and Elon picked it up and then they bonded over it. And a lot of the stuff, like I feel like they were into sci-fi and fantasy, but I think they're starting to believe a lot of this shit. Like a lot of the stuff Grimes writes about and the way she talks, I think she believes a lot of this, which is like, girl, cut down on the DMT or whatever you're doing. You're too stupid for that. I'm fucked. Yeah, what am I supposed to do? You know, I look at spreadsheets as a job. Like, what am I going to do? Like, make sure that the contractors who build the machines that take over get paid? Like, what do you want me to do in this, like, in this overlord? Just kill me off, honestly. Like, I'm not going to help the cause. I'm not going to... Sounds like more like bad acid agreement. Yeah, they've done a ton of drugs together, clearly, and separately. How are you doing, Copelli? We're just talking about Elon Musk and Grimes bonding over stuff that breaks my brain. Let's see. That reminds me of a cool idea I had for Scary Power in a TTRPG played once. She was a normal person, but every time her appearance was captured, like on camera or whatever, even drawing the image was always looking right at the viewer. That is pretty creepy. There's like a painting style, right? Like an old school painting that does that. Like where they follow you, the way they paint that. That always blows my mind. As someone who can like barely draw, I'm always impressed by stuff like that. You're gonna say this about Elon haters. They like to rewrite history about his early stage startup experience, and I kind of dislike that, or I think it's not a good space. I mean, I think he did a lot of smart shit, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I haven't read his autobiography, but I do think he's changed technology. I want to say for the better? That might age really bad, but I think, like, Tesla was huge, right? Tesla's the right direction, right? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. Don't listen to anything I say. Like, by the way, OGCP, thank you so much for the follow, and thank you, Spiral, for the follow. Oh yeah, MK Ultra is real. That's wild. When I figured out MK Ultra was real, that like blew my mind. That's crazy. Thank Sorry, I can't read all of this. I've got to learn to not read everything, or else we'll never make it here. Tesla seems poorly manufactured. There's something I just saw the other day that some big electric vehicle thing just went out of business. What is it? Company out of business. That's a shit car. Yo, if you think Tesla's a shit car, damn. This is like the worst car I've ever heard of. Fisker. Did y'all hear about Fisker? Oh wait, no, Fisker's been around for a while, haven't they? No. They have like an old school looking, that's what I'm talking about, right? They're the ones who are going, they're going bankrupt. Yeah, it's Fisker. I really like their logo. It looks like old school. I thought they were older. But yeah, terrible cars. And their headquarters are from Manhattan Beach. Oh, they're American. Founded by a Danish designer, okay. Yeah, not great. Not great. No one should have ever expected the first broadly marketed electric car company to also be the one to refine it. Rarely is the first market to have the final say. Yeah. Fisker apparently lost a bunch of inventory in the middle of a storm during a transport. I was watching Penguin Zero, like Moist Critical. Still weirds me out that he calls himself such vastly different names. I don't know what to call him. But Moist Critical, I was watching his YouTube, and it was one of the really bad reviews from this really famous guy who like does a lot of tech reviews, and he was just showing the car, and it was so bad. He was like showing like the what's it called? Just basic things that don't even have anything to do with the car. No, it was, well, I don't know if he's like, I don't know if he's like related to The Verge, but it's autofocus. His name is like a bunch of letters with like an M in it or something. And the title of it is, "This is the worst car I've ever reviewed." It's so brutal. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like a bunch of like, his name is a bunch of letters. It's like MGB or something. The Verge built PC build. Oh no. Post the video. Yeah, I'll put it in here. Is that Deft? Is it actually MQBHD? Because like it sounds like that could totally be his name, but I don't. Marky Brownlee. Okay. That's funny. I was like, you could just be putting random letters, and I'm like, starts with an M, bunch of letters, sounds right. But yeah, that's the video. So he's showing, like, not even like those parts, because there's like the actual car itself, which apparently doesn't work. But then even like the basic, like, even the basics, like the accessories don't work, you know? Oh, by the way, we are only 10 followers away from 9K, which is huge. So if y'all are not following, we're in 10 away from 9K. At 9K, I'm gonna do a dab. Not like a drug dab, just a regular dab. I just did it, so. Hi Carbon, welcome in. A Lucid. I feel like I've seen a Lucid. Which one is that? I've seen them. Yeah, those are pretty good. I mean, those look cool. Yes, 15 streams. Thank you so much for the streak. I appreciate it. Let's see. Lucids are good cars, but just really expensive. Oh, are they like more than Teslas? Again, I can't drive, y'all. I don't know if y'all know this. So I enjoy cars. I love learning about cars. I think cars are dope, but I am not the consumer. I'm not the person. I can't drive. I never learned how to drive. Don't bully me. Passenger boat, exactly. So there's a number of things. First, I lived in a lot of places where you didn't have to. So I went to school in Vancouver, and they have like a really good public transportation system. Then I lived in Beijing for a while, just like 6 months, but like also an incredible transportation. Then back to Vancouver. Then I lived in DC, which kind of, honestly, people I know who drove in DC didn't really drive in DC, because the public transportation system was okay, and also like it was kind of a pain in the ass to do it there. You can drive, you can just choose not to. That's true, please, boobs. That's a very like Yoda thing. I also, though, I do think the sleep disorder, it makes it a little difficult to drive you, because I will possibly go in episodes and crash. So it is actually, I do have a medical reason, but I do know people, or I've heard, there are most people, I don't know the percentage, but a lot of people with narcolepsy can absolutely drive. Yeah, I have narcolepsy. I forget people don't know that, because before pre-OTK, it was always like, it's always like because sort of the core 20 people, so I always bring it up, so I always forget. Yeah, I'm like pretty disordered, but even before you take modafinil, you bet your ass I take modafinil. I took 200 milligrams of modafinil, I passed out for 3 hours. So it's working real good. Narc. Yeah, I went on to narco, yeah, apparently people take modafinil for like, to stay up 24 hours as like fighter pilots. I took 200 milligrams and dead ass fell asleep for 3 hours. Like, I just like, it did, like, it's cause what I did, I made a mistake, chat. I made a mistake on purpose. I missed my bus because I did work out today, which I never do. But I went and I missed my bus on the way home, and I had like half an hour, and I was like, fuck it. It's 90 degrees. I'm in LA. It's a bazillion degrees. I'm boiling. I'm not standing at the bus stop. So I went to Jamba Juice. And when you do like a welcoming thing, you get 50% off your first Jamba Juice. And I was looking up, because sugar fucks you as a narcoleptic. I don't know if it fucks you for like, I think it probably for maybe sleep in general or energy in general. But for me, like, I know like diet is huge for my well-being, and sugar is one of the worst. Sugar is, yeah. And Jamba Juice, I was looking up like what has low sugar. They don't have any. Like, I don't understand. Jamba Juice is a huge scam. Because they market themselves as kind of like a health thing, right? But like, you cannot get anything under like 40 grams of sugar. There's this one I saw. It was called like the Blue Vanilla Sky or something, but they didn't even have that. It was discontinued. It was like spirulina, like maybe spirulina is too expensive or something. How many grams of sugar does it have? And it is 27 grams. And that's like the lowest you can get. The one that I had like 40. Yeah, which is crazy. How much does a Coke have? Bottle of Coke. Sugar. Like, if you get a 20-ounce bottle of Coke, okay, that is 64 grams. Okay, I guess that's a lot. But it's like, it's basically you're just having soda. And they call it a health food thing. It fucked me up. Modafinil is no chance against Jamba Juice when it goes through moat system. Yeah. Oh my god, don't get me started on sugar. We're never gonna go over what I'm actually trying to talk about. I do have things planned. Let's see. Blood sugar play a big role? I guess it's something to do with like, I don't know. Again, I'm not a scientist, but like maybe something to do with like your glycemic index. I noticed whatever's related to glycemic index fucks me up different. So like, what's it called? Like white carbs, like non-whole wheat, sugar, those really fuck me up. I find things that fuck me up less would be like meats. Dairies, not too bad. Obviously, like, milk has sugar in it. But yeah, like dairy, fats, and meats, less bad. But like simple carbs, sugar, anything with like a high glycemic fucks me. Will I react to anything? Hi, Angel. No, I have things I'm reacting to. I'm just getting distracted by Jamba Juice now. I'm I'm going down a real Jamba Juice thing. Hello, Hero, by the way. Sorry if I'm, oh man, lot of chats. Makes sense with the fluctuation in your blood sugar. Yeah, I don't understand how that works, but it definitely, like, all I can say is that, like, I know what affects me. I don't know what affects all narcoleptics. I know what it, like, and I go on Reddit, and a lot of times Reddit, like, I'll feel like it's in my head, and I'll also talk to doctors and, like, even sleep specialists, and they kind of don't know because they haven't experienced it. Like, they've read about it, but so it's interesting to go to onto like Reddit and see all these people just say exactly what you experience and being like, does anyone else have this? And everyone's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, that's good to know. What's TFT versus Five Nights at Freddy? I don't know. I mean, that looks kind of cool. I'll look at it later. I'm not going to look at it right now, but I am doing some Five Nights at Freddy things. Me and Blue Squadron, you saw this in your recommended, Supra? I got recommended to you on YouTube? That's so exciting. We're doing bullshit, Supra, so I don't know what you clicked before, but if you're looking for bullshit, you're in the right place. I was in a Wii Sports tournament yesterday. Full disclosure, I lost first round. I told you all to come in. I lost the first bracket. No. So we're gonna go over that. I did so bad. And then we're gonna try and finish this really scary ARG thing. So if you like spooky stuff, that's good later. But we're not doing the spooky stuff for now. We're going into it. Your Prawn Store says, my friend Tony asked me not to say his name backwards. I said, why not? Hey. But yeah, what's crazy about, there's this whole thing. This is a real, every month is spooky month here. RIP, the house looked nice. Yeah, the house was really nice. A breezy, what? We were just talking about it. Well, of course, you know we were talking about it. We were at a Breezy's place. Hey, Breezy, what's cooking good looking? Yes. I could shout you out, but it was on Kick, so I guess this is sort of stupid. Here, Now you're on kick.com, a Breezy. But also a Twitch partner. So that's where we were at. It was so nice too. So me and a Breezy have lived in the same city for what? This whole time, 2 years. But we just like haven't hung out because I never leave my house. Like, I don't think I'd hang out with people in Austin. And at least in Austin, you can get to people. LA, I go on this rant all the time, but LA is the most impossible place to hang out with people. And anyone who thinks LA people are like flaky or bad people, it's like, I understand that, but you need to know that like, it's not just people. It is like absolutely like infrastructurally a nightmare to interact with human beings. I don't know, we just never really did a lot, but I definitely ran into a lot within the last 2 years. Yeah, exactly. LA is impossible lately, always. It's always been bad. Yeah. I don't think I've ever not had trouble. Just got an ad, RIP. All right, we'll finish up the sugar thing real fast. I got really into like, you know, back in the day, because now they call things what, like water talk or whatever talk. I got into like sugar YouTube rabbit hole back in the day. Angel, I'm gonna look at it later, but I'm not gonna do it later. Wait, what's LA awful for? Hey, Kane's Box combo. During COVID it was easy. Excellent, when no one went outside. LA's awful for like just like getting anywhere. Like it's so spread out. The traffic is terrible. Yeah. I don't know if I'll react to it, Angel. I'm gonna look at it first and then we'll see. But I'm trying not to be too much of a reaction channel because I know that, so Angel, who's on YouTube right now, I'm on Twitch and yeah, apparently like the reactionary, we're supposed to cool it on the reactionary content because people have gotten, I'm doing a partner push right now. And apparently they look kind of down on too much reaction stuff. Without a car, you're stranded. And I also don't have a car, too. The lack of real simple bars, good spots. K-Town is sick. But again, K-Town has no parking. Let's see. Not talking about SF. Yeah, SF is kind of wild to go through too. You don't drive a car in LA? I know, it's wild. Let's see. Wait, what do I play? Okay, what do I play? This is frustrating me. I feel like I need to play more games off stream because like I haven't been playing games on stream, but then I also don't really have time off stream. You know what I'm gonna do? I have my, what games I did play, I used to play a lot of Fallout 76. I've been playing some Baldur's Gate with some friends off stream, but we keep putting it off because one of my friends is a baby, which is apparently like something you have to deal with, is eventually your game friends have babies and it's like, sorry, I can't play like one of the best games of all time because I have this baby. And I'm like, why? What is the L babies? No, like low-key. It's always wild too when people kind of around your age have a baby. Cause like technically you can have a baby like super young, right? Like you could have a baby at like 16, right? So most people, like, you could have a baby for a long time, but it's just like, it's every time one of my friends has a baby, it like blows my mind. Beshu was a baby, true. Beshu, you're older than me though. So, you know, maybe when I'm a little older, I'll be like, you know what? W baby. W baby. You can play games till the baby's 12 to 18 months. No, he can't because he wakes up in the middle of the night and like they have to do shit or something. Like he keeps waking up, so they have to like do something to make sure he stops doing that. I don't understand children. Sorry. Sorry for all those ads, Abrizi. That sounded like a normally amount. I put my ads on average because I figure if y'all are gonna complain for average ads, it's like, listen, man, I'm not exactly rolling in the Benjamins from streaming, okay? So I feel like you can't get mad at me for average. I can't read all of this shit. It's not shit. It's just I get overwhelmed because I'm the person that reads every single chat, and now like post OTK, people like talk to me, and I like feel bad missing your messages. But like your messages aren't shit. I like your messages. I just get I feel bad because I know even when I'm in like a stream that has like 300 people, if I kind of know the person and I send a message and they don't respond to it, I get sad. Even though it makes like no sense. I'm like, bruh, like this person's chat's going like 400 miles a second, but I still take it personally like every time. So that's why I'm like super self-conscious about missing messages, but I know I have to. Bashu says, my secrets for making friends was to keep a sleeping bag and toiletries in my car, and every time you go to visit someone, just be okay with the possibility I might end up sleeping on the couch to avoid traffic. No, low-key, 100%. Because like the Ubers are insane at night. Like, so I used to live in DC for a while. I lived in DC for a few years, and then I moved over to Virginia because it's pretty, and it's like a lot of people live in Virginia and then go over to DC, and I was like, how hard can it be? At night, terrible. The Uber's like $100. And I'm just like, what? Like, this is like, oh, it's like a 40-minute drive, and it's like $100. And so I realized that I had to, and like the train stopped going at a certain time. So I realized like, I move a lot. I know, I'm a little bit, it's because I was so tired. I do always move a lot. I think I bother people at my office. I'm always just like, I don't want to blame the ADHD, but maybe might be that. But yeah, I realized like if I wanted to go out in DC, I just had to stay over, ironically, at the old row house that I used to live in. So I moved out of the row house so that I wouldn't live with so many people, but then I'd have to constantly stay overnight at said row house if I ever wanted to like go out in DC. And I think like the same thing applies in LA. Like if you go from like the valley to downtown or downtown to the valley, literally sleep over. Like do not try and Uber back. Like, yeah, we got some DMV people here. We got some Fairfaxers, some Arlingtoners. Excellent. I love Alexandria. I think that place is gorgeous. It's a beautiful area. It's just like the humidity makes me want to die. The humidity makes me want to die. Like I would have stayed there if it wasn't for the fact that like every summer I was just like in a just cold sweat. Not cold sweat, warm sweat. And then you go into the air conditioning and then you would be freezing. God, I hated the humidity. It's so beautiful, but like that's honestly disgusting. Like it should be illegal to have that much humidity. SS Bounty's the goat spot? Where is that? SS. Oh, I know what you're talking about. HMS Bounty, right? Yes, that place is great. Yeah. I've been there a couple of times back in the day. Roblox. I actually, Angel, this is so weird that you're bringing this up. I mean, maybe it's not that weird because there's a lot of overlap between Roblox fans and Five Nights at Freddy's fans, which is weird because like, you know, I know that a lot of that's a really young crowd, but like Five Nights at Freddy's should not have been played by a bunch of young people, and yet somehow a lot, like they'll sell like the merch at like kids places. But yeah, low key, like I kind of want to spoil this a little bit, but I'm not gonna spoil too much. Me and Blue Squadron are gonna try and play a Roblox Five Nights at Freddy game. So Angel, if you're into that, you should stay. It'll be sometime in July, but we're actually doing that. It's so stupid. See you later, Coapelli. Alex respects women 24/7. A, thank you so much for respecting women, and B, welcome to the stream. Granted, that was 15 years ago, and all of the friends you did this with have since you moved out of LA. Another thing, because it's nonsensical to live. It's nonsensical to live in LA unless you like need to be here. Like, I shouldn't be here. My last job, I didn't need to be here. Now I work with wait, what? Does not hitting on you right? Yeah, that's, yes, that would be respecting women to not come in and hit on people. Alex respects women 24/7. That's the correct answer. That's you following your name. But yeah, now I work on like TV and movie contracts with like, and get very underpaid for it, by the way. People get excited when I say what it's for, but I look at a lot of spreadsheets and get very underpaid. But I do technically have to be here. Should I switch industries and go to a city where I'm not only going to be paid more, but have to pay way less in rent? Absolutely. I've played Roblox like once. I don't even know if Blue Squadron has ever played Roblox. This is gonna be a wild stream. I'm really excited about it. You mean you have a 3 to 4 hour window after you change their diaper and give them their bottle or boob? Oh, Shelbo, I'm so sorry I missed you, Shelbo! Hi! Shelbo! I'm so sorry. I'm like looking through, I'm like behind on chat. Oh no. I'm trying my best to ignore a lot of the chat so that I can catch up, and I'm somehow still 5 minutes behind. I'm so sorry. Shelbo is doing amazing. Richie Rich, thank you so much for the follow. Shelbo is a fellow OTK Top Streamer Chapter 1 person. Made it to the YouTube episode, so made it almost to the end. We were both eliminated and brought back by the judges. Shelbo is an absolute goat, and he was at the Iron Forge OTK gym today, right? So, what happened? So, Shelbo, please, this is, I'm giving free range. You're not supposed to do this, everyone else, so don't do this. But Shelbo, free range promotion. How is Iron Forge Gym? Did you run into anybody? I see you're also, so Shelbo's also having a private chef on his stream soon, which is very cool. Can you explain why you decided to do that and what that's gonna be? Or you don't have to, you could just be here to say hi, but I think it's great. Thank you, I really like this shirt. I saw, I think a high schooler on TikTok wear something like this, and so I bought something, to which Slew responded, maybe you shouldn't be dressing so young. Maybe you should try and dress like a high schooler. I don't care, I like this shirt, okay? Listen, a lot of my wardrobe, thank you the connection, is wearing what my Asian mother wouldn't let me wear in junior high. So there is a reason for it. A lot of what I wear is just based on me wearing what my mom, Slew's new username is Slew Creepy. No, Slew's telling me to not. It's like the opposite, being like, stop this. Yeah, but everything I do is just try to rebel from like middle school, which is silly because it was a long time ago. Middle school, you know, don't want to give away too much, but low key, long time ago for me. It's like a heart skull thing. Do you want to move out of LA? I don't want to move out of LA. My main thing that I would love to do is, this is my goal. I want to go into the San Bernardino forest. So like Big Bear kind of area. And I want to buy a cabin. 5 questions for 5 subs. Ooh, yes, but if they're too like inappropriate, like look at my rules. Please don't, I won't answer them. So yes, but if they're like kind of, you know what I mean, they're kind of creepy, I'm not answering them. But yes. But you might have to ask another question. Bong Fleshlight got honestly Bong. I'm not even like offended by that. I was like, yeah, I mean like, I feel like I'm gonna be pretty hot at 40 though. I think 40 is much easier to be hot than it used to be. I don't know, because we're learning about skincare and sunscreen and stuff. I was just joking. Yeah, honestly, I don't even find that super offensive because like, you know what blew my mind? When I found out like Gwen Stefani was 47 when she was 47. Yo, look up Gwen Stefani at 47. It was okay. I think it was just a comment in tandem with the Bong Fleshlight combo that made the mods be like, this might be someone we have to look at. I think it's the combo. It's like, who's this? Let's see. Gwen Stefani has an age. Gwen Stefani's, who was your favorite teacher and who was the worst? Okay. Oh man. But yeah, I want to do before I answer that, I want to do San Bernardino Forest. I want to buy a house because you can get a 2-bedroom house for like $400,000, which sounds like expensive anywhere else. But if you're in LA where I live, the average house is $1.7 million for like a normal house. Like just like not a mansion, just a house. $1.7 million. So the fact that you could get a 2-bedroom in the forest, it's like, bitch, I'm gone. So part of me wants to go into the forest, buy this $400,000 thing, and then split my time in LA and then do some like Airbnb stuff. So then I could pay for my rent in LA, but then have a house that's like going to be increasing in value. Cause yeah, like Big Bear and all that stuff, like it's a big tourist place. So I feel like it's going to go up. GYC, thank you for the follow. Anyway, but that's my long-term plan in like 10 years. Keep in mind, I don't have any money now, so it is a long-term plan, but you know. What do I have to say? Loved you in the craft? Thanks. So I have to save up what, like $80,000? So maybe let's say 10 years to be really like optimistic. Like super optimistic. Thank you so much, Cades. Let's see. Do you have a Chi Pao outfit? What is that? I don't know what that is. Iron Forge is exactly how it looks on stream, and yes, they will be here on Wednesday. Okay, everyone, please check out Shelbo. On Wednesday, we'll be doing a private chef screen. Hi, Overseer. Okay. Let's see. I got a favorite teacher and who's the worst. My favorite teacher was this woman named Mrs. McKay. She passed away, and I never really got over it. You know, she was my English/French teacher. Kind of a really, not a bad French teacher, but like kind of like, I didn't like her as a French teacher. She was sort of bitchy and mean, you know? She was in her like 60s or so, and she was sort of looked a little bit like a witch. And she was sort of mean to you. But she cared so deeply about you learning, and she was so funny. And I loved her. She kind of looked like a heck. But I'm so sorry if the ghost of Mrs. McKay's one, because she's like, literally, I love her so much. And I almost majored in English because of her. Pretty glad I didn't, to be honest, but I almost did, because she showed me like the short story called like The Scarlet Ibis. And it was the first time that I learned that you can like poetry and novels have deeper meanings than just what you read. Like they have it, but then they have like subtext, you know, like all those old school shit. They all have like biblical references. And it was so much fun to like pick apart and see like the hidden meanings. Damn good teacher. She was a damn good teacher. And she cared so much. And she really, really cared specifically because we were in junior high. And she said there was something specifically about awakening as a middle schooler, because apparently like middle school is right around the time you're like capable of like intellectual thought and critical thinking. Like when you're like a little kid, you just kind of see things as they are, but like you can see deeper meanings as you're in middle school. So she was like, this was my favorite age to teach kids, like grade 8 and grade 9. I was in Canada, so that's why I say it like that. She was just really passionate. And yeah, she passed away, I think, from like cancer, but she was in Italy, I think, when she passed away. So she passed away like in a sick place. Like she basically went off because she loved Europe. She like thought Canada was trash compared to Europe. So she went over to Europe, fucked off, and then passed away there. So I think that she had a good end of her life, but I do wish that I could have said goodbye. But yeah, she's my favorite teacher. My least favorite teacher? Damn. Honestly, it's easier to find worse teachers. How are you doing? How are you doing, Nexus? It's nice to see you. Least favorite teacher was probably this guy named Mr. Perry. He gave me a B in art class, which was like, who gets a B in art class? Like, it's so subjective. It was like middle school art class. And it's like, if you color in I'm sorry, as someone who's like, my mom's Asian, okay? Like, I'm used to getting A's. You know, B's aren't really an option for me growing up. So the fact that, like, I was like, I got a B, it was totally personal. Like, he just, like, hated me and my friend. My friend was this girl, and she giggled all the time, and he hated her because she'd laugh. But, like, the reason why she would laugh is because there were, like, guys in the class that would make jokes, making fun of him. But they would like be whispering. They'd be like saying shit like under their breath, but then she'd start laughing. And so then he'd get mad at her, not the people who were actually like maybe bullying him. So this is one of my favorite stories do you know those stories where it's like you're going to be telling your grandchildren this? I probably shouldn't tell my grandchildren this, but I will tell my kids this. This is my favorite story of Mr. Perry getting owned. Yeah, shout out to the tiger mom. She's thriving, by the way. Mama Moat is thriving. She also wasn't too much of a tiger mom in certain ways. My mom, I'm third gen, obviously. Like, I don't look that Asian. But like, she was very, very Chinese in some ways and not very Chinese in other ways, if that makes sense. But yeah, so Mr. Perry. I didn't go to this trip because I hate skiing, I hate snowboarding, I hate that. When you're in Canada, they make you ski and snowboard against your will all the time, which I think is child endangerment. Don't put skis on me and push me down a hill without my consent, but like you pretty much are coerced. Like you can't really say no. They make you go on these trips. Insane. Canada's insane. So, but luckily this was one of those ones where it was like fancy and you stayed overnight and you bought a hotel. So luckily these were optional. And I obviously did not want to spend extra money or my parents' money because I'm not, let's be honest, who on these middle school ski trips are spending their own money on this, right? It's ridiculous. So I did not want to go. And so Mr. Perry went and all the teachers and they had to chaperone all the kids. And I had the most fucked up class. It's so funny because like we were called the academic challenge class, which sounds like were stupid, but it was technically like the smart kids class, but they named it really poorly, which I think is very funny. Calais, it's nice to see you. Hi. It's like AP, but like it wasn't AP because it was like middle school, so it was like super like, I don't even know like why it was better. I don't know. It was just a caste system. I don't know. So yeah, it was terribly phrased. So we were the academic challenge class, but we were challenged. Like we had the most problematic. This is what happens when you are both a smart kid and a little shit, is you torture teachers. I like, not really the girls, but the guys in my junior high class, and I was stuck with them from grade 7 to 9. We're like evil. They were like psychopaths and also intelligent. So it's like not a good combo. It's not a good combo. It was crazy. I think we broke our math teacher. Yeah, the Y bus. Yeah. So there's this one guy named Trevor, and he smoked like a lot of weed. They smoked a lot of weed, and they were just didn't give a shit. Like they were at the point where it was like, you know what? Was that grade 9 at that point? It was either grade 8 or grade 9. They were almost out, and they were like, fuck it, I don't care. And so they all went to the hot tub after the ski trip, and they didn't bring swimsuits. So all the guys are just wearing like their boxers, which is like not appropriate, I guess. Like you're a kid, you should be wearing underwear in the hot tub. And so like totally fair for Mr. Perry to be like, get out of the hot tub. This isn't appropriate. You're 13, 14, you're in boxers in a public like hotel. Get out of there. Like totally fair. But I hate Mr. Perry with a passion. So I'm so happy that they were pissed about it. Like they were just shitty people. And so he gets everyone out. He's like, get the fuck out of the hot tub, whatever. Trevor, one of the worst ones, is leaving. And I hate this guy, but I love this about him. He turns around, he points directly at his head, and he screams, bald, bald. Because he's just a bald guy. That's all he says. He goes, bald, bald, and then pulls down his pants, moons him, and runs for it. like, bruh, like they're gonna catch you. Like you're stuck on a ski trip together. Like you're not gonna get away with this. So Trevor had to have a chaperone for the rest of the ski trip. Like he just got punished. So because of him just being a little shit, he had to have a teacher with him all time. And imagine being the teacher who's just stuck with Trevor, the worst kid, for the rest of the trip. No one's happy in this situation. You know what I mean? Like you should have just left, right? Gag, and gag. Thank you for the follow. Let's see. Oh my God, I cannot read all these. I'd be concerned about the Big Bear. It'd be very, the thing about Big Bear and like Airbnb is like the price would be so high in the winter. And honestly, I don't want to be there in the winter. That's the thing. So for those of you who don't know, Calais, thank you for the follow. For those of you who don't know, Big Bear is like this big skiing destination by LA. It's like 2 to 3 hours. And I absolutely the fuck don't want to go there in the winter. It's terrifying. You can get snowed in. A bunch of older people died a couple years ago because it snowed so much, but that's the only time people want to go up for Airbnb because they want to ski. I love that place, but I only want to go there in the summer because it's terrifying. Like you have to have like snow chains, and a lot of people from California, I mean, I can't drive, so I'm the wrong person to say, but like a lot of people from California like don't know how to drive in that. I can't really speak. I shouldn't be talking, but yeah, so it's like, it's horrific. I think it's actually very scary to be there in the winter. So I would love to go and live there in the summers and then Airbnb it out in the winter. I think this is smart, y'all. I'm feeling really good about this. The only issue is like, this would have to be a 10-year plan because the internet is shit up there. So the internet's either got to get better or my number one goal of being a famous horror punk band needs to take off, so I don't need great internet to stream, and then that will be my full-time job. Is there any money in that, you might ask? No, but that's, people always ask what you really want to do. I'm like, yo, you want to know what I really want to do? I want to be in a horror punk band, and I want to live in a cabin. I want to fuck off, you know? I don't care how stupid it is. You're asking me what I wanted to do. Let's see. Yeah, Barry Gooseman. Yeah, my teacher was definitely tough love. I'm so behind. Emo vibes, true. Sorry. Thank you, Calais. That's very nice. I'm from Canada. You were a smart troll stoner. Were you one of the people that broke my teachers? What's the most embarrassing moment of my life? There's some really bad one the other day. It's funny to hear this described as terrifying. The roads are so scary. Have you been, Dread, are you talking about like specifically Southern California mountains? Because it's like, I'm from Alberta, and like the drive to the mountains in Alberta is nothing like the drive in like Southern California. Like they just like, the infrastructure there is not good. One day we were driving up and they had to do construction on one of the lanes, but there was only 2 lanes. So everyone was on the same lane, and you just had to like stop at the end, and there's just some guy with like a sign directing, and you just hope that guy wasn't stoned and forgot that he let someone go, and they just crash into it. Terrifying. What is a Starlink? That's the Elon Musk thing? Is that working? I mean, honestly, my upload speed in the middle of LA is shit because of Comcast. So or Spectrum? I'm on Spectrum, right? I don't care. They both suck. But like, so it's hard to believe that it would be super much worse than it is here. You too wish you were part of the band SPF 1000. What band is that? Hi, Arquimi. The road, Australian, cool. The main road up to Big Bear is a bit dicey, it's true. If you answered my question, I missed it. I did not answer it yet. The next one's most embarrassing. I'm thinking about it. There's one that's so embarrassing that I'm not even gonna say it, because I was like, it actually kills me. So I'm gonna think of my next one. Trying to think. Damn. Because there's one that I did recently that I was like really bad. And I can't even say it. I'm really not even, I'm taking that one to the grave. And there's one thing that would really embarrass me, but I was in grade 4. And I feel like, no, I'm not, I'm literally, it's like possibly accidentally cancel worthy. Like, I like really fucked it up. Let's see. I'm trying to think of like, best, most embarrassing. Yeah, there's this one thing that embarrassed me when I was grade 4. The problem is, knowing me, I don't get embarrassed very much because my whole life is one big awkward moment. So if I felt embarrassed all the time, it would be like I wouldn't be able to function in society, like knowing the way I am. Like, you know me. Like I could not function if every time I did something embarrassing, I got embarrassed. I've had some good revenge moments. I don't know if this is the best. Okay, I can remember. I'm gonna skip to the revenge one because I don't know if this is my best revenge moment, but it's one that I really enjoyed. So I was a server a lot. I actually am a terrible server. I would say that I've done very well in my life. You know, I'm gonna bring up the OTK thing until I die. T10 Nat was saying how she was like, do you want me to bring up the OTK thing to my chat? Because I know I get always weird when people bring up that I was in streamer camp, and I'm just like, bitch, not that she's a bitch, but I'm just like, you know, like the colloquial bitch, like I'm gonna be in the seniors home and they're gonna be wheeling me around and I'm gonna be like, I won chapter 1 of OTK top streamer, and they're like, go to bed, grandma. Like I'm the sort of person who's like way beyond anyone giving a fuck, you know? So I feel like I'm very good at a lot of things, really bad at serving. Really bad. Like I've gotten fired from 2 serving jobs, and the only people I ever know who've gotten fired from serving jobs were the ones who stole money out of the register, stopped showing up to work, And I can't think of another reason someone got fired that I know. Like, I literally got fired for incompetence. Like, I just couldn't carry plates. I dropped things on people. I just brought the wrong orders to the tables. I was a terrible server. You're gonna be talking about geese and I don't even like them. Yeah, exactly. You gotta win. Oh, if I win the whole thing, I'm bragging every day till I die. Could you imagine $50,000? That is assuming this is your peak. I low-key think this is my peak. This is like, if you really want to look into my psyche, I low-key am just like, I'm operating like this is my peak. I'm just like, I gotta push. You got fired for serving alcohol to a secret shopper without carding her. That's brutal. That sucks. Thank you, Bloody Towel, for the follow. It's an ominous name for many reasons. That's so wild that you get fired for that. I don't know. That seems like bad luck, but whatever. I'm sorry that happened. I think that's a bullshit reason though. So what I hacked the system. I realized that I wouldn't get fired from family restaurants, especially family restaurants that were like ethnic, you know what I mean? Like I worked for a lot of like Greek restaurants and they just treat you like part of the family. Like they turned and they were like, just tell them I'm your niece. Like just tell people I'm your niece. And they will like scream at each other. They will like, I think that the restaurant I worked in Vancouver, the mom and the son sued each other over the restaurant after the dad passed away. So like you could burn someone, you could like light someone on fire and they keep you because they treat you like family. So that was the hack, is like you get yelled at, they like, oh man, I feel like I've been through some horrendous shit. Mainly from the older woman. I was in dish pit. Keep in mind, I was a hostess. Why was I always on dish pit duty? And she would just stand over and scream at me, telling me I was washing the dishes wrong. I was just like, do you have anything better to do? But I didn't get fired. So it's the only type of restaurants that would fire me are ones where it's just like a bunch of people who are just like treated you like you were family. They'll shut down a bar for days. Yeah, okay. Oh, the state fired you? Yeah, that's wild. Hello, congrats on OTK. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I think you have a bunch of tricks up your sleeve. I do have some tricks. I haven't had too many. I've been taking a month off, but starting in July, I need to come up with more stuff because it's going to be a full week of content in October, and I want some tricks. I don't know if I can top the spaghetti sauce thing, but I definitely want to do some upsetting things. You got a pan thrown at me by the head chef when you were a sous chef and didn't say anything. There is no HR in restaurants. I want to see the bear, but I also don't want to watch the bear because I feel like it would be too triggering for me. Yeah. What's wild, my ID got rejected for the first time in LA. And I'm really worried because I think this is going to be a thing. So apparently the liquor license now, people have gotten their liquor license taken away if they take a non-American license. So I had a Canadian license and they were like, we can't serve you. Do you have your passport? I'm like, I've lived in America since 2016. Why the fuck would I just carry my passport around? I'm not traveling. I live here. And I was like, I have bank cards. I have like all these cards that show I live here. But yeah, that was the first time since 2016. They made me leave. They didn't make me leave, but they're like, we're not serving you. So now I'm just like, is this a thing? Do I have to carry my passport around now? I went, Bashu, I went to the DMV to get a state ID and they never mailed it to me. I have to go back. True, I'm focusing on the craft. Anyway, so revenge story. Working in a restaurant, one of the worst days of this restaurant's history. I think it was Greek days or something, or it was like the neighborhood days. So our restaurant it was this crazy thing where they blocked out the whole row and it was like a food festival. So people were both coming into the restaurant and going out on the patio because we made a makeshift patio because we could put it into the road because they blocked off the streets. So it is insanely packed. Like it is, not only is the inside full to the brim, the patio, which doesn't usually exist, is full to the brim. We are on fire. It is impossible to serve you quickly. And if you had eyes or a brain, you would know that. And back then, they didn't have a term for this, but as soon as this term became something in the English language, it just hit me right here. Like, oh, thank God this word exists. This motherfucking Karen. And you know exactly what she looks like. This motherfucking Karen walks in and needs to be served immediately. Apparently, she has no eyes. Apparently, this bitch is blind because she cannot tell that not only our restaurant, but Shifty, exactly. But the patio and the entire street is packed with people. Like, this is not going to be a fast process, lady. And she comes in and she immediately expects to be seated. She's like, excuse me, I need to sit down and I need an extra chair. Because she's going to be with another woman or something. I think like I sit her down and it's a table with one chair because we had to take the chair somewhere else. And she's like, I need another chair. And I'm like, okay, great. Another chair, perfect. And so we're walking around, I'm like trying to do my thing. And she comes, just like, excuse me, another chair, please. And I'm just like, this woman, your friend is not here yet. You know, this is not an emergency. We're trying to serve everyone. But she's just like, she says it like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, I want to punch her right in the fucking face. Finally, chair goes, her friend sits down. And of course, as Karens do, as soon as her friend sits down, she's like so nice and behaved and calm and just like a lovely person. Like she wasn't just a fucking bitch to me, right? And so she's sitting down with her friend going, ha 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 ha, oh, so nice to see you, Leslie, or whatever. And so I go up to her and I like take a chair. This is me as like a Canadian passive aggressive, me being a rebel. I take a third chair and I put it down and I'm just like, here's your extra chair, ma'am, knowing that she good and well had a chair already. And even though that was such a stupid, petty thing, you could tell she was so angry that I knew that she didn't need 3 chairs. She only needed 1 more chair. And she looked at me like she wanted to murder me, but she couldn't say anything because she didn't want to look like a bitch, which she was, in front of her friend. So one of my favorite acts of revenge was just the stupidest little thing of me just being like, here's your extra chair. And she being like, I don't need an extra. And then she looks at me like, oh, you're being rude right now. And then I looked at her and I was like, you gonna say anything? And then she just didn't. It was so stupid. Like, that's some like Canadian petty shit. That's some like nothing. Like, but I remember that. It just made me so happy. Just how she was so mad. Malicious compliance, exactly. I was thinking of bringing her chairs. I was literally, I didn't have the balls to do it, but part of me was like, wanted to just keep bringing chairs to her table. I gave up after 1, but that crossed my mind. All right, what's question number 4? Because I'm still thinking about the embarrassing one. What's the worst insult you ever received that affected you, and what was your favorite? My favorite insult I ever received was, I think I was on Gondok or something. I forget if it was Gondok or Zerka. And at that point I had this persona where I'd just be pretty dumb. And I'd just insult people but act like I was being nice. And like just was stupid. So I was basically just trolling. And one of the comments said that I was a Walmart version of Caseytron and Cutie Cinderella. And I'm just like, that should be my bio. Like I never made that my bio because I kind of like the bios I have right now. But as soon as I need a new bio, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just like, were you trying to insult me? Because that's the best thing I've ever been compared to. The Walmart version of Caseytron and Cutie Cinderella. I was like, yes. And they were mad. Like they meant to insult me. I was like, this is not working. You have not succeeded in insulting me. Mark, hey, nice to see you. Insult that affected me. I don't know. I feel like I was a little bothered. I don't really get I don't get super offended by individual insults. I think I get insulted when it's like you're in a show or like you're in a place and chat just like doesn't agree with you. Like I've been in a lot of like shows where it's very like pro dude and just sort of like anything the woman says is wrong, and it's just like a sea of just like fuck this person, you know. And it's not particularly like because of anything you do or say, but it's just like I hate that this person's here and I'm gonna get really mad about it. I remember I was a little annoyed, and some of the people I've talked to this about say they don't think this is true, but I took this as sexism. When I got eliminated off Soda Poppin', which I don't think what Soda Poppin' did was sexist, absolutely not. But like Soda Poppin' was like, I don't like this, right? Which is fine, totally fair. Honestly didn't bother me too much. I mean, I was annoyed, but like whatever. But all the chat was just like based. But I was just like, why is this based? And I realized sort of anytime Soda kind of said that he didn't like anything a woman did, they would be based. And I'm just like, is it based because like they were bad, or is it just based because it's fun to say no to a woman? And I think that sort of rubbed me the wrong way. And one of my friends was like, maybe they just thought you were cringe. And I'm like, possibly, but it seemed like very targeted towards certain people, you know? Like it was like anti-woke. It's like you're going against the woke crowd by saying no to the woman. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, they do like to agree with Soda, absolutely. But I think it was just like, it wasn't so much what Soda said was fine, but it was just sort of like the wall of people just agreeing no matter what. Yeah, I think it was just like, they were just like, their favorite streamer, based, whatever. But I think that annoys me. The video is hilarious. Yeah, I appreciate Shifty. But yeah, I've been on shows where it's just like a mountain of people say, yeah, like L, base. So it's not like anything particular like someone said to me that like hit me to my core. But there was like, it was just like when 400 of them are just like all friggin' saying the same thing. And it's just like, yeah, clearly they're just like going with their favorite streamer. Is this considered talking ASMR? This is not ASMR. If you think this is ASMR, your ears are broken. Because my voice is not calming. Let's see. What do I want most of my life? I'm trying to think of an embarrassing story. Chats with thousands of people are like Town Square medieval times. It's a rabble. Absolutely. I was just watching this thing about Lindsay Ellis getting canceled. I don't know if y'all are Lindsay Ellis fans. Y'all big BreadTube fans? But like Lindsay Ellis is the girl or woman, I guess, who did a bunch of like movie reviews on YouTube. And she compared Raya, some really mediocre Disney movie that came out a few years ago, to Avatar. And the reason why she said it was because the plots were similar, but then everyone thought it was because she just was racist or something. And then everyone like canceled her to the point where she left YouTube. And then the worst thing she said, oh man, because then she was angry, so then she defended it. And this was 100% unintentional, but everybody was like, girl, are you fucking kidding me? So she was accused of being racist towards Asians. And then she's like, okay. She tweeted this. She tweeted, if you squint, I guess you could see the racism or something. And everybody was like, why would you use the word squint? So like her response was, like the first tweet was like, to me, totally fine. Like the tweet was nothing. Like the first tweet was a nothing burger, but the second tweet was so bad. But yeah, it sucks because it's like, looking back, like, I feel like that was very unjust, her cancel. I mean, there's a lot of unjust cancellation, but I feel like that was very over the top. Shelba, thank you so much for a Prime. That's very kind of you. I appreciate it. Most embarrassing. I'm going... Yeah, I just like, here's the thing about, like, I know everybody has their own hot takes on cancel culture, so like no one gives a shit about mine, and no one should. But I am not pro cancel culture. I'm pro accountability culture. I think that there's certain things that you should get canceled for. Dr. Disrespect, I think maybe that's a cancel. But I think for most people, thank you for the 100 bits, DeJure. For most people, like, unless you're doing something like criminally egregious, it should be accountability culture, which means you should get punished. Get flamed a bit. Absolutely. People on Twitter should be mean to you, but you should eventually be able to come back. And I think there's a lot of like no forgiveness, even when people who I think are genuinely remorseful, like apologize. Even if they fuck up again, people will bring up the shit that they'd already apologized for. I think that's really messed up. So I'm anti-cancel culture, except with certain crimes. If we get to level 2 hype train, I'll do the hype train song, by the way. But yeah, I would say most of the time, like 90% of the time, it should be accountability culture. And so you should get punished, you should get embarrassed, you should feel bad, you know, but then you should be able to come back. Yeah, we all saw that clip back in 2020, Hero. Who knew that would like come back? How are you doing, Zach? It's great to see you. My chat is like super behind on my thing. Yeah, it's like you can't grow or learn. It's like people don't learn. It's like, especially people get canceled who are like 17. It's like, bitch, I'm dumb as shit now. I was definitely dumb at 17. Like, yeah, every hot take you've ever had is set in stone. I think that sucks. And I just don't agree with that. Like, Lindsay left because of the hate. I feel like if I got canceled, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be the toxic person that just comes back. I mean, unless I'm like, you know, pulling to disrespect. But if I just do something bad and I'm just like, shit, I fucked up, I'm coming back, you know? It's like, because I'll learn to not be a piece of shit, you know? But you only get canceled if you cancel yourself, true. Or if you commit, like, crimes. Like, Weinstein didn't cancel himself, but he's canceled. But yeah, I'm very pro-cancel culture if you're, like, a criminal. Not necessarily, like, a criminal. Like, Winona Ryder was a criminal. She, like, shoplifted, if you remember that. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, bad crimes. 2 questions left. Okay. Yeah, business fraud. Yeah, like Martha Stewart. Let's not cancel Martha Stewart. Yeah, I'm talking like, you know what crimes we're talking about here. Yeah, like you could commit, like you could do some Martha Stewart shit. You could drug deal. You can like pull some shoplifting. But you know the crime. Yeah, Bumble, exactly. You know the crimes we're talking about. Yeah, he didn't pay his taxes, tax evasion. I don't know. Is Diddy canceled? Yeah, Diddy, I feel like should be canceled. That's an example. Hi, Chodo. Okay, let's see. Oh, fuck, embarrassing moment. I don't know. Okay, I'm skipping to 5. What do you want most in your life? I know this more than that. What I want most of my life is I just don't want to be like... I feel like what I want most of my life, I think, is to just have as few depressive periods as possible. Honestly. Money, power, and respect. Not even. I mean, money, sure. Power, no. Respect, no. Just fucking no. But I think that, like, knowing, like, I had a pretty bad mental health crisis in 2017. One day I want to do some video on it or something. Not even necessarily only highs, but just like not those low lows, you know? So I had a really bad mental health crisis in 2017. And it really fucked me up. Actually, it's why I started streaming, because I kind of had this like literal crisis. And I kind of wasn't ever the same. And with the pandemic, I realized I've been depressed pretty much since January. Or no, like up until January. So I would say May 2020, May 2021, 22, 23. and then into 2024. So 3.5 years of depression, which is crazy. Because like my first depressive period, I feel like was 10 months, and that like almost killed me. So the fact that I just like had 3.5 years, and obviously it was a global pandemic, so I'm feeling like hopefully, thank you for the level 1 hydrate. Hopefully there won't be another global pandemic, knock on wood. Oh shit, I knocked on wood so hard my monitor restarted. Well, can't read that anymore. Come back. Oh, here we are. I would like to, but it's sort of a long story. Honestly, I just don't have time more than I don't want to talk about it. But yeah, I feel like if I can just not necessarily have highs all the time, but at least just like appreciate life and wake up every day not having that feeling that nothing matters and that nothing, because it's just like we have Icy Bleach, thank you so much for follow. We have so little time on this earth that like every day and second I spend in that hole not appreciating it like extra hurts, you know, with that knowledge. So I guess that's what I want. Nothing matters, fuck bitches, acquire currency. Isn't it, isn't there something different? It's like something wenches acquire something. But yeah, I think that's what I want most in my life. I think it's just to feel, thank you so much for gifting to Zach Anon. I think it's just something that it's like, yeah, can you change the embarrassment question? I can't think, because all the ones I have one that's so bad I don't want to say, like genuinely really bad, and all the other ones are stupid. Finger butts and go nuts. That's another way to phrase it. But yeah, I wouldn't say like the lowest of lows, but the thing is, I've had some really low lows and not been depressed. Like I would say I've been pretty consistently not depressed since since January, and I've had some crazy lows. Like I had a time where I thought I was gonna get fired and gonna have to go back to Canada, and that was a low, but it wasn't like depression, you know? Like I feel like you can have lows without being depressed. Disregard wenches, acquire currency, yeah. So it's like, I'm not saying no lows. Like I've been very happy with my life since January, but I've had some like crazy lows, but they weren't like that numbing depression. Like I prefer like the sharp pain of like stuff going wrong versus like the depression, I guess. Who hurt you the most and who helped you the most? Who hurt me the most? Probably my mom, but like she also helped me a lot, so maybe that balances. I feel like the good canceled it out. So like my answer isn't my mom. Sorry, mom. It's not my aunt. Like same, right? Complicated. But who hurt me the most? I have like a gut answer of who hurt me the most. Who hurt me the most, my gut answer, I think, is this guy named Josh. I'm gonna name him. His name's Josh. I mean, it's obviously like that's a really generic name. Yeah, it was Josh Belmar. Darn commercial. All right, I'll talk really slowly for those of you in ads. What? RIP bro. What? Is everyone in ads? What? We're all mad about the ads? Thought that guy. It's not Josh Belmar, fuck's sake. This was in college. I think with major depression, you often end up uncovering shit that prolongs it, but helps to clear up. What do you mean by that? I would like you to... It sounds profound, but I don't understand. So I would like you to, for my sake, expand on that. This guy named Josh, it was when I was in sophomore year. So I went to Christian Res. I lived in Christian Res for 3 years. That's a story. That deserves, yeah, you're right, Zach. I should do a Draw My Life. I should do a bunch of shit. Depression clinical, but like the thing is, it's like, Zach, it's like clouds. Like the clouds go away. You know what I mean? Like I've had depression since I was 15, but like, but the clouds leave. And I just want to try and do the best I can to make sure the clouds leave as much as they do, you know? Who has ads these days? Who has ads in 2024? So I had a huge crush on this guy who was not Josh. but it was Josh's best friend. I'm not going to name him because the only person I'm calling out is Josh in this. Sorry about that, Zach. With yours, depression uncovered unprocessed trauma. The trauma add to the depression, but dealing with ultimate help. That's really smart, Def. I see what you mean. My friend went to therapy, and she figured out she had all these unrepressed, these repressed mommy issues, and she's like, should I just never have learned this? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe you can actually heal now, you know? So I see what you mean. Anyway, Josh. I have a really big crush on his best friend, and I lived in Christian res. And Josh and his friend were inseparable, right? They would hang out together all the time. And like when you live in residence, I don't know if y'all have that experience, but when you live in dorms in college, you spend all your time, you spend a lot of time with the people you live with, right? So we had meals together, we hung out together, like we would study together, blah, blah, blah. So I ended up having a really, really big crush on Josh's best friend. Josh did not like me. Josh did not like me. He was mean to me and he was mad. He was clearly jealous that I wanted to spend time with his friend, to the point where he would like, you know, do petty things, like little kid things, like steal my stuff and like run away with it as a joke. Like literally like stuff that you do when you're like 18, 19, you look back and you're just like, did we really become adults at 18? Like just dumb petty shit. And he would just be like rude and bitchy. And he started dating this girl who was also bitchy. You missed all of that because of 9 ads. Why is that so long? I put mine at average. I'm pretty sure my ads are at average. Should I check that? Is that what average is these days? That's crazy. Let's go on here. That's average for Twitch now. Ad 3.5 minutes per hour. What is a normal amount? Does anyone know? Mine is at 3.5. Can anyone look up if that's normal or not? I feel like they have picked them up, which is wild because you don't get that much money for ads. Like people who have like 300, 400 viewers, they maybe get more ads, but I have not gotten that many ads. Like, I mean, I don't get that much money from ads to my knowledge. 3.5 is lower normal? That's wild. No, Josh did not like me. This is, no. I'm gonna tell you what I think happened. So, he had a huge crush on this girl. And she also lived at the Christian residence and they started dating, right? And I was like, okay, sick. Like, y'all are, and they ended up, I'm still on the person who hurt me the most. So they were still dating. And I was like, okay, great. Like maybe now Josh won't be so mean to me because he has like a girlfriend and he's distracted by having a girlfriend, right? But because this was like, bros before hoes or whatever, he was still like super mean. And like he still wanted somehow his like, it's like for me, it's just like I was interested in this person. Like Josh both had the girlfriend, so he had a romantic partner, and he had his best friend. So he kind of got his cake and ate it too. And so for me, who didn't have a best friend in this scenario, but just had a crush on this guy, he was like very, very intent on like pushing me out, you know? And I got a really dark place because of it. He was an immature boy. Like, hopefully he's not now. Keep in mind, he was like 19 at the time. So like, he's now older. So hopefully he's not like this. And he ended up marrying that girl. Cause like, Christian res, whoever you start dating Christian res, you kind of get married to, except me. But a lot of people do. I look back now, it didn't take me until like, I didn't think about it until last year. But I have a theory. Someone there was queer. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted. I appreciate it. Sorry it took me forever to answer these questions. I really want to think about it. I look back and I don't know who had a crush on who, but I believe like looking back, because it was like you're in a Christian res And they were very like, I believe, I don't, it's sort of weird. Back then, you didn't really ask people's thoughts on this matter. So I didn't know, but I'm sure they were probably homophobic, right? I believe Josh had a crush on my friend. Yeah, that's what I think. And I think that he was bi. I think that he does love his wife. And I believe that they're a good match for each other. But Josh 100% hated himself, had a crush, and didn't know what to do. That's what I believe. And I can never prove that. And I'll never know. But it took me until last year for me to be like, oh my God. Because I was like, why are you acting like this guy's your boyfriend when you're seeing someone? Pull up the Facebook. I'm not pulling up their Facebook. Josh was threatened by me. Yeah, but why was Josh threatened by me, right? It's just like, was Josh really worried that like I was going to be the best friend? Because like, obviously not. They loved like, oh my God, this is kind of wild. This is kind of wild, but they loved like Sufjan Stevens and stuff. And he's a Christian musician that eventually came out as gay, which I feel like is like, that just adds to this. Yeah. This is the plot of Challengers. Sushan's bi? I thought he was just gay. But yeah, like, I think that's interesting because they bonded over Sushan. I'm just saying. But he didn't come out until way later. So I went to UBC, but there's Christian dormitories. It was like private. I believe this, and I can never prove it. But I believe that he had a crush. We both had a crush on the same guy, and he didn't know what to do. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, Sushan lover, he's 100% bi. I like Sushan for like 4 to 5 songs, but I wouldn't bond. They bonded over Sushan because of like the Christianity, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's gay, and they were like weird about it. They're like, I don't know, I don't think he is. I'm just like, well, he turned out to be. So I was right about one of them. Christians are the best at all sexual maturity. Sushan is definitely at least bi. His partner, I don't know if it was his like boyfriend or husband, passed away, which was super sad recently. And so I think that's how he sort of came out. He dedicated his album to his partner who passed away suddenly. So thank you so much, Deceiver. Person who helped me the most in my life is my dad. I also didn't finish. My dad's the GOAT. Who knew that I look like this and don't have daddy issues? Isn't that crazy? I wake up every day and I'm like, wow. It's the mommy issues. Let's see. But yeah, that's my theory about that. And it took me years and years to realize. And like it hit me. I was like, oh my God, we had a crush on the same person. Wow, today I learned. Wait, what, about me not having daddy issues or Sushan dating a man for a long time? My fucking, I don't know what I'm doing with my monitor. It keeps popping off. Like it keeps turning off, and I don't know. One of the wires is obviously loose. But I don't know which one, and I spend my whole life just adjusting it, and then it just like, stop. Cut the green wire. Thank you for the follow, Scott. Oh no, Sushan? Nice. A lot of people are shocked about the daddy issues. That's why I wanted to ask. All right. Checking your display settings if you have it to sleep. I don't even know how to do that. You know what? I think it's not because it's like I will move, like I'll hit the desk and it will go off. So it's clearly like, I think it's clearly like a wire issue. Can you put the baby in the frame? The baby's chilling. He's I'm trying to get less of the dolls because I feel like I have too much doll content. I'm trying to figure out how to freak people out without so much doll. Yeah, clearly one of the cables is loose, but I can't figure out which one it is. I think it's this thick one, because Yeah, it's the pound. Actually, you know what? I just pushed it in. I'm pretty sure it is. I actually just did do that. Your best friend at USC had his girlfriend or roommates a long time ago. The football player would flirt with you strongly, and then 3 years ago he did end up dating a guy. I mean, that's that makes sense. I feel like what would be more like my story if he like bullied you or bullied the girl or something. One can never have too much doll content. True. You could collect bones. I was thinking of collecting some bones. I think that would be fun. Like not endangered animals, but like rats and stuff. You can get that off Etsy. You can get what I would consider to be questionable things off Etsy. Like things that like maybe shouldn't be legal to get, you can get off Etsy. All right. I need to do what I promised I'd do in the title, which I have absolutely not stuck to. But I need to show you, I don't want to show too much of it, but there's certain clips I need you to see because, I was personally not, did not think I would be very invested in this stream. And I am gonna now tell I'm gonna tell my kids that this was the Stanley Cup Finals because the ending of the Wii Sports tournament was like so good. Bone toothpicks. Oh, brutal. Well, you had a crush on his girlfriend, so sort of. Oh no. Hair collection. Oh man, who won? Poor Oilers. Don't get me started on the Oilers. I'm an Oilers fan, y'all. I've been an Oilers fan since birth. It's not, yeah. It's hard. I don't like thinking about that. All right. Let's see. Games screen. Okay. Let's see here. Why is my chat so bad? Okay. I'm adding, no, not you, no, I mean like it's, sorry. I mean, I'm looking at this, the way it's formatted on this other screen you can't see and it's like fucking up. It's not, no, you're not bad. You're great. Y'all are killing it. What's annoying is the camera is right over where the chat is. So now I do have to move. Now I do have to actually move the chat. Fuck. Wait. Shit. Alerts. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, here we go. Payback for them being the stars. Whatever. Oh, as soon as I got it all figured out, I realized I had to pause the music. Okay. Rangers lost. You're happy? You know, we had a good run. It was very impressive. There was a lot of upsets, so, you know, I won't be too... I'm proud of us. It's just, you know. Okay. Here we go. Let me know how the volume is. This is me losing. I lost first. We'll go over this. Look at Moat's room. You just got timed out for that. What is this? Did you... What is this? Zach, why did you make this? What is this? Why did you take the time to make this? It's ridiculous. All right. This is me getting eliminated. That would be me, though. Oh, wait. I can't hear shit. Is this tab muted? Why do I do anything? This is me losing. Round one.
That's a front.
I got that.
Yeah, you got that.
I feel like you're built for this.
Yeah.
You're going crazy.
Feel different. We're not gonna watch all of it.
Alright,
I'm Oh wait, sorry. Well, watch me lose first. I don't think you have to be. Yeah, they're just like. I think I played this once when I was a kid, and they're like, you realize you don't have to move your whole body.
I got that.
I scored it myself. Yeah, so I'm just like running around. They're like, you realize you don't have to run around.
Yeah.
I always am the person who scores of myself. That's why I hate Rocket League. Rocket League is just a series of me scoring at myself. Also, why is my camera so big? You don't need to see this much camera. I don't know why you don't need to see this whole background. It's giving 100%. Exactly. I'm just very committed to the tournament, okay? The good news is, yeah, I didn't get 0. That was what I was like, I'm gonna be embarrassed if I get 0. So I was very happy about my, I was very happy about that.
I don't know.
You're Rafa, exactly. I think I'm going to become a professional Wii Sports person now. I'm actually a Wii Sports main. Yeah, I am the sort of person that thinks I have to move my whole body to do this. I am like the mom of this. Absolutely. I've bowled like 270. Oh my god, you need to see the bowling. Okay, so I haven't seen Wii in years. You missed the console. We were also playing on a giant TV, so it looked terrible. Like, obviously this looks terrible, but like it's not like the screen looked a lot better. Thank you, Salar, for the follow. He's standing in one place. Yeah, exactly, like doing it right. I'm just like running around. Zach, no, so I was thinking, it's gorgeous. It was a gorgeous place. He does share it with some people. People are like, does streaming buy you that? I'm like, it absolutely does not. I'm like, do not think you're gonna be a streamer and you're gonna live here. There are multiple people living at this place. Do not, please don't think that. Yeah. But does he rent? I don't know. Is Breezy in chat? Breezy was here. Breezy can answer these questions. I know he's not in chat anymore. Yeah, rents. It's a rent. Okay, let's see. So I was thinking that this was not going to be interesting. I was like, I've played Wii Sports once in my life, 15 years ago probably. I got eliminated first round, which is what I assumed would happen. So now I'm just sitting around for the rest of the stream. I'm like, this is not going to be interesting to me. I'm not going to enjoy myself. Yo, I was more invested in this than I've been in like any, like I'm not a big sports person, but like any sports game. I was losing it. You figured out a hack when you were younger. You didn't need to stand up to play Wii Golf. The best way to do as little exercise as possible. So, a Breezy, a lot of people like either hadn't played or hadn't played in years. A Breezy like hadn't really played before, but he was playing like the night before, right? Which I think is fair. You know, it's your tournament. You want to make sure you don't want to embarrass yourself. So he was practicing, right? So we get to the bowling scene. Where's the bowling? Okay, so this is a Breezy. He's on bowling, right? And so every time you hit, where is it? He's here, right? Every time you hit some, they give you more pins or whatever. And if you get a strike, you get even more pins, right? So this is a Breezy. So it's a Breezy versus L. So L is in the background with the blonde hair, okay? So the next bracket is a Breezy versus L. And you cannot convince me that L was not like every night after school playing Wii Sports as a kid. Like, you can't convince me that she was not doing this every night after math class. All right, so here we go. We got a Breezy. I'm not paying attention at this point. I do not understand that I'm about to witness a historic moment in the world of Wii Sports. You could do the 6 spin on the ball that would get a strike. What?
Just for you.
I wasn't being sarcastic.
I got you. No, just for you. I got you right now. Ready?
You can't see, bro. You're blocking like the whole screen.
You can see that. You can see the strike right here.
That was pretty close. Did she get a 300? Bruh, watch this shit. Just watch. I'm not saying anything.
Bowl in the kitchen. Hey, yo, donos, you bowl in the kitchen.
Does he bowls in the kitchen?
Your dodos aren't showing up on stream, someone said.
Oh, I fixed it. I fixed it.
What's the dodo?
Donation. Money.
Oh.
I love Elle. Elle's not a streamer. She's like, what? Dodos? You guys, you get birds? So funny to me.
Hey, go left. You won't.
I don't know, people give some weird ass gifts. I've seen people get key armor.
Dodo's mod check. You remember your family being annoyed at me sitting on the couch and beating them with the flick of the wrist instead of playing properly? Because you're supposed to do that. You're not supposed to move your whole body. It's silly, but I feel like if I don't, it's like, well, I'm the sort of person, like, when you're playing Mario Kart, I move my whole body. I also always get last, so clearly this isn't the technique, but I'm also the person that's like, maybe if I move my entire body, that will help.
Alright, we're gonna spin you, and then you're gonna get the bat, and then spin me out, okay? Now we're all.
Oh yeah, do this, make him spin a bunch of times too.
Alright, no, you have to get.
All right, you jump around Halo, exactly. All right, we're doing the,
Now, everybody hide. Watch your face. Everybody, watch your face.
part of me wants to fast forward through this because I remember it taking way too long in person, so I don't really want to watch it again, but whatever, we'll just watch it.
No. No shot. That's crazy.
So he's doing good, right? Like, this is pretty wild.
This one's more. I trust this one more.
Michael Jordan. Well, I can see like 10.
I think this is the last one.
Fuck, you got like a.
That's pretty good. Yeah, bro. You better start having some professional.
Blindfolded, good, yeah. 423, bruh. Lil slurp. 423, all right? That's wild, okay? So basically, for Elle to move on to the next round, she has to beat 423. Like, what? Also, how's the volume, by the way? Wild, yeah. That's not, yeah. So, let's see how we go. We got a strike. All right, stage 3, we're at a strike.
Another one.
It's louder because we're actually having a nice time. Sorry, we can turn it down a bit. It's louder because we're actually like invested now. Like, we're all just like sitting around on our phones, just like, all right, we're watching someone play Wii. But like, we start losing it when it sort of falls. When it's like you think that she has won, and then it just like slowly falls over. We need a replay on that, chat. We need a replay on that. That was crazy.
Another one.
Ready? That one. Then we start paying attention. This is when we start paying attention. Like losing it. Oh my god. This is one of my favorite moments of my life. Was watching Elle and a Breezy play fucking bowling on Wii Sports. This is stupid.
I might as well win a strike on my counting.
Oh, I don't know. Is that bad or good?
408.
And then she started like freaking out because we were like cheering for her, and she's like, yeah, she had a technique, but we started like getting in her head, and she's like, stop it, you're making me nervous. So she like kept forgetting to press B or whatever. She definitely has strats. Like, you could tell, like, she used to play this game after about, like, at one point, I'm like, all right, this girl is, like, goated. Like, there's one thing she does. Oh, yeah, she switches. This is how you know she knew. I didn't know this. She knew to back out and then, like, move a little more to the right because she was, like, throwing left. I'm like, bitch, that is not a beginner move. Like, this is someone who's played before. Look at this. She's like, there's strats going on. Like, incredible.
She's about to beat you, bro. She's about to beat you. Oh, yeah. She's only missed 4 pins.
Total? Not total.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
It's over.
Bro, it's over. Right.
Oh, that was horrible.
Still got him, though.
It's still pretty good.
I hear this is it. You got a lot of people right here.
Got 2 more rounds?
Also, this is such an odd thing. Why are there so many pins? Who came up with this game?
Can't even believe it right now.
Well, it looked like he lost his
Some big Lebowski Dottie coming in clutch actions. It was just.
69!
How many are left? I don't know how many are left, but yeah, it is wild. This is like wild to see. I don't know how next they're gonna do a regular one. I don't know how they're gonna do it regularly because this is like unreplicable.
No, what I mean, like the strike. It's gonna add laser.
Strike now, bro. Look at that. It's over.
How crazy was that?
No. Time out.
At the last one.
That was warm-up.
543. 543. A strike at the end. The shit was crazy.
That was a warm-up. That was a warm-up. That was a warm-up. That's a warm-up. That's a warm-up. That's a warm-up. That's a warm-up. It was a warm-up. Breezy, you gotta tell her, bro. Breezy, hold on now. Breezy, come back.
That's incredible. She went to the after-school program to play Wii Sports every day, like 100%. Okay. So then the last round was a boxing round, right? Yeah, she ate. Absolutely. All right, so let's see. I don't want to go too far, but I don't want to watch. I honestly don't want to watch this whole thing. But anyway, so this was the actual like this is the final SmackDown. So whoever wins this, her name's Elle. I could tell you she is on Instagram because she doesn't stream. But she has Insta, which I think might be private. But she gave it on Kick, so I she's fine with it. It's just I think that you have to, or is she private? I don't know. Elle, this is who she is. If you follow her, you have to tell her like insane skills, like incredible, like yeah. She has a lot of butt pictures as incentive. Like her photos are almost all of her butt. So if you please follow her. She's also fucking hilarious. All right, here we go. All right, so this is the final SmackDown. All right, you ready? A lot of butt shots.
2, 3,
Supposed to do
4.
that, actually?
She's like, do you actually have to lie down if you die? I'm like, no. Oh, and the best part. Okay, so even though she was goated on bowling, she was like, I don't know what I'm doing with this. So she either like barely played boxing or never did. So even though she was like knew how to do the other stuff, she was like, I don't know what to do, you know? And I think Chris did. I think he had played before. He seemed to know what he was doing, but she was not very good at this, or like didn't really play this.
Yeah, what's going on, man? You got like one left.
Oh! It's all right, y'all trade
All right,
it
she's
low. Now,
down.
you get back up.
She's
Once you get
down.
back
How do
up-
I get back up?
Yo, you just gotta get back up. There you go. Just tee off on him. Fuck him up. He's so close.
Oh, This is what I wish I could shoutcast. Where's Blue Sardako when you need him? You know what I mean?
Round 2. That's round 2. Round 2.
All right, round 2. All right, we at the final round. This is the big one. Oh yeah, fucking guy in the back just giving Chris water.
Let's go!
All right, he's down. Shout out Blue Sardako. We should make, wait, does Blue Sardako exist as a username? If not, I need to make it, right? I need to make that account. That's hilarious. Is Blue Sardako not taken?
How do I? Why is my person not dodging?
Oh, what a dog! What the fuck? It's alright. Oh, just get back up. We're gonna get back up. It's cool.
Damn.
Just spam something else.
It's close, you know?
What the hell?
Back up at 8.
Let's go!
Blue Dragon Sun, yes. Black Squadron. We need to take all of them. All right, here we go. It's getting real close. Like they're tied, right? Like there's like almost the same amount of health on both. I was sitting here just like so invested, man. Look at that. 3. We got 3
Why are you so far over there?
Far from me.
versus like 4. She has less. Oh, 3, right?
Oh!
So close.
Let's go! Al! Finish him! Finish him, Al!
1-1. It was all 1-1.
Let's go! Al! 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
He's out.
10. He's out!
It's still good. This hits. Even the rewatch hits, man. This killed me. So good. He got beat up a girl, no offense. Oh, her victory speech was so funny. Her victory speech killed me. What was it? I think it comes right after here.
Damn!
That right hook, it was so close. I can't really like fast forward on kick.
No.
Let's see, can you? Oh yeah, victory speech.
You have anyone you like to thank?
Oh yeah, her speech was incredible. Did you take a bite? She should have.
JDR. Do I think him?
This fucking speech killed me. Yeah, the shame. Miss Simulator has a breezy. It was really fun. It was really fun. I love a breezy. A breezy is like a real one, honestly. He's just like a really good dude.
Is your acceptance speech?
Oh,
This speech killed
I
me.
would like to thank everyone that doubted me.
should thank
I would
Chris
like
for
to
being
thank
honest.
my haters. I would like to thank Pink Shorts for taking it like such a good boy in that ring.
That's crazy, bro.
I would like to thank Pink Shorts because in chat they were just like, get Pink Shorts out of the way. I would like to thank Pink Shorts for taking it like a good little boy in that ring. One more time. Yeah, we met through the Barcast.
I would like to thank
She looks at someone who only plays Wii
everyone
Sports.
that doubted me.
That's how she gets fit.
I would like to thank Pink Shorts for taking it like such a good boy in that ring.
That's crazy, bro.
Hi, mommy. Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry. Mommy. There we go. Look, I did one of the things I said I would react to. Okay, I have some bad news, y'all. I only realistically can stream for 15 more minutes. So we are not gonna finish. We're not gonna finish I Am Sophie. We are not gonna finish it. We're gonna watch part of it. And so I'm just gonna scare myself to death for like 2 minutes. So everyone, content warning, spoops. Here, we'll do that. Spoopy game. But we will watch a little bit of it. But I'm not gonna lie, like, we're not gonna finish today. I didn't expect. Okay, I really enjoyed that person who did the 5 questions for 5 subs. That was really cool. I liked that, and they were good questions too. I really enjoyed answering those. So that was fun. I should do that. That's a good idea for like collabs, you know, because I know that collabs are really important, and like some of my favorite streams have been collabs, but I also get really nervous about like both making sure people have a good time who are on the collab, but also like, you know, doing good things with it. If that, I just got up. I just woke up and started streaming. I can't really talk, but yeah. So I think that would be good, because I definitely want to get better at interviewing. I know that I could never be a full-time interviewer because, and one of the reasons was like, although H3H3 I think got, actually say that realizing I don't believe that in my core, but H3H3 I remember got a lot of like flack for especially his early interviews, because he had Bill Burr on, and he's just not a good he was not a good interviewer. I don't know if he's better. I'm sure he's better now, but he definitely wasn't when he started off, and Bill Burr just like roasted him, which was like low-key hilarious. And I think H3H3 still doesn't like Bill Burr because of that. But yeah, it's just like interviewing so hard, because it's like, and I get really annoyed when I see interviewers do that, you know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, they just start talking about themselves, but like I get nervous when there's silence, so I will just start talking about, so I know I can never be a full-time interviewer, like absolutely not, but like I feel like when you have collabs, and especially when you have people on your channel, you have to have some of those skills. So I know myself, it's like, that's not gonna be me. I'm gonna just piss people off, but I do want, because like not only do I want that those skills, because I think it's important to have those skills, like to be a good listener and be a good friend, but like it also will help with that. I don't know how much of these ARGs I can watch, because like I Am Sophie looks like the least scary, and these are all really scary. Even just like the thumbnails of these are freaking me out. Okay. All right, I think if we finish update 2, then I think we can finish the finale later, unless we finish this. I don't remember if we watched that before. You stop fucking with H3 when you start being a hypocrite about bullying people when his entire career is made on it. So I really love watching the H3 podcast, but I feel like what makes it, I mean, I think Ethan is like not the worst. I do think what makes it though is like the whole ensemble. Like I really like that, and I feel like that is Ethan's. I feel like Ethan is the mind child. I can't talk. I think Ethan is to thank or to credit for this. But what really makes it, because he made a concerted effort to make sure that it's sort of like a universe. So like all like Zach and like Sam and like all of the people who are on the podcast, I think make it, you know. I think that's what makes it a fun show to watch, is because like all it sort of becomes like a cast of characters, and it's not just like Ethan and Gila complaining, which sometimes that's fun, but I think what really makes it is like the group. So that's why I still watch it for like the cast members. Like I like that it's sort of becoming an ensemble thing, but I understand finding him annoying. I don't blame anyone for not wanting to watch him. Okay, here we go. I'm not ready for this, but we're just gonna jump into it, chat. Let's just jump into it, you know. Okay, here we go. You ready? This is scary, y'all. I'm spooked about this. Prepare to be spooked. Okay, here we go.
Receives the email June 21st, 2019, and it really makes the case that Simon is talking about how
Is this?
Laura won't get
Let me know how the
dramatic
volume is, by the way.
Laura begins her channel uploads on June 2nd, 2019. Simon receives the game from Mark and sends it to Laura on June 21st, 2019.
Oh, for those of y'all who don't know, I'm just jumping into it. I realize I should explain this. So we are watching an ARG right now. How old are you? Dr. Disrespect, you're not allowed on here. Yo, bro, you gotta... Yo, you're not allowed here. That's also hilarious that your name is Dr. Disrespect. Have you just been, as Dr. Disrespect, going in asking people how old they are? No one make jokes though, or else you get banned though. They're really strict about even jokes about that, but that is very funny. Zavodka has a morning erection. That's good. Are you? What? Where'd you all come from? How did all? All right. You love H3 from the hilarious OG content. Yeah. Okay. So for those of you who just came here, Zavodka, I don't know how your erection is gonna. I don't know how your if you want to keep your erection, you may want to leave because we're watching a pretty spooky game. So what happened here is there is this influencer British girl who's like hot, popular, blonde, and she's all like, "Oh, my life is awesome," and just like being kind of annoying. And all of a sudden, she ends up seeing this Lara girl in her videos. Like it glitches out. So all of a sudden, she goes to visit Lara. Lara's being really weird. And then all of a sudden, Sophie gets trapped and killed by Lara, right? Hello, Rice. And so now we're learning about like the lore as to like what happened to Lara now. So Lara did like a blog channel and she started playing this game on the internet. And the game was like, it had like a virus in it and it was really scary and she started freaking out. And her friend who like, wasn't a friend, this guy that she friend zoned, he gave her the game with a virus, I think as revenge. So she's playing it, but then he's realizing the game's really fucked up and he's telling her to stop, but by then it's too late. So that's what we're watching right now. It's an ARG, so they updated their Instagram, Twitter posts, and YouTube in real time. This is around like 2020. And it was really scary, so a warning.
It already has Sophie and Plum in it and footage from the future that Laura sees and comments on, not just us as viewers. July 11th, 2019, Laura plays the guide to being young, rich, and powerful until the pixelated Sophie scares her away from the desk, then tries to summon her back for conversation in the video, Are You Being You? In this video, on this day, July 11th, 2019, Laura hears herself, Plum, and Sophie outside her door during the visit that was uploaded on March 5th, 2020.
If anyone has any other questions, I can
Laura
answer
is
them.
outside and giving us an update on her condition.
But yeah, it's sort of
August 31st,
confusing if you
2019.
just came into it.
Vlog 6, the video called Continue, is from September 17, 2019, as the influence of the YRP game grows. Vlog 7, that's October 13, 2019. But then it falls back to August 31st when the screen distorts and we discover YRP Mobile as Laura is instructed to burn her father's money. Pop Goes the Weasel, the missing video, ignored sequential order and
So she was playing the game on PC. Yeah, she was playing the game on PC. And it started getting into her phone. So then it started telling her what to do on her mobile device. So yeah, like the game is like, hey, burn your dad's money. And she's like, okay, sure. Hey, Black Phillip, it's nice to see you. Yeah, you're trying to pick up on it by following it now. We're almost at the end, but yes, and it's creepy and horrible.
Right to Vlog 10, showing us an untitled Laura video from November 20th, 2019, just like we saw with Vlog 9, which was also untitled and from November 10th. The date changes from November 20th to February 20th, 2020, when Sophie's first vlog appeared.
Thank you for the follow,
After most
Rice.
of the content in Pop Goes the Weasel, the vlog screen returns and Vlog 8 is chosen. The date shown is November 1st, then it changes to June 2nd and we're shown a decomposing animal alluding to Laura's cat. In the last video
her
uploaded,
cat
Vlog 10
dies.
is
That's
chosen,
horrible.
showing us the untitled video from Laura on November 20th, 2019, and that changes back to February 20th, 2020. Now we see Crowdius Industries and the call between Simon and Chloe, the head of production.
Oh yeah, and there's some sort of weird medical. okay, this is the problem with ARGs, apparently, according to someone else. I haven't really, like, wait, is this all, like, storyline or a mixture of both? So this guy, his name is Nightmind, he compiled, because it's pretty hard to follow if you do it yourself. So he compiled all of the videos and sort of explains them and then shows the Twitter and the YouTube post, which is super helpful. I'm sure it's very annoying for the I Am Sophie people to have him take like most of the views, but like honestly, he kills it. He also like will talk about like some of the lore behind it. Like there's this like ancient Greek or something mythology about this woman who gets turned into a monster, and like that's what it alludes to Lara. Like this is like such an incredible, like I haven't played too many ARGs, so like maybe I'm just excited about the medium, but I'm so impressed by this team that did this. It was like a small team in England, and they dropped it during the pandemic, and like not too many people saw it, and I feel like it deserves like so much more credit. But yeah, the problem with ARGs apparently is it just starts to go a little too meta. So this is when I'm starting to be like, okay, I think we've gone a little too far. So like there's the game, but then there's also some weird medical industry, like some company that's like related to the game or something. I don't know. This is when it gets hard to follow, to be honest.
She mentions Mark is up to his eyeballs and admits she was hoping Simon wanted his old job back. Simon wants to put in an order, and it's noted that he's bypassing asking Mark, which Chloe obviously sees as a bit peculiar. It's for something Simon is working on that he can't really talk about. He describes
so maybe
the woman
Simon's the one who made
order,
the bad
gives key
game.
phrases and personality traits, and has a reference photo. Chloe
Right.
promises she'll be as exact as Simon's code can get her.
Right. Okay. So Simon is asking specifically for them to make her a woman that's blonde and hot, and that's the woman who ends up. Is it to make a woman or to hire a woman? That's ends up being Sophie, who's like the main character.
He wants to call her Sophie. The video changes to the menu screen, selecting Vlog 8. If we count Pop Goes the Weasel as now irrelevant material in the storyline because of its deletion, this marks the
Damn,
first
Simon.
time
Yeah,
Vlog
Simon's
8
a
is chosen.
dick.
We're shown the date of November 1st, 2019.
Simon
which
has
then
blood on his
changes to
hands.
June 2nd. Simon's flamingo is shown, and then the opening screen to the
Oh,
guide to
Simon
being
also
young, rich, and
dies,
powerful.
so-
Now with a digital Sophie and a bunch of the paintings of Skila. Digital
Oh, yes.
Sophie assumes the place.
So Skila is, see, this is cool. Like, this is why YouTubers like this are awesome, because like how would I ever have known this? Like this reminds me back why I almost majored in English, and after Mrs. McKay I talked about earlier in the stream. It's so wild, like they have layers to this game. So yeah, the Skila is this like old mythological beast that used to be a woman or like a female entity, and then gets turned into a monster like against her will, and that's what happens to Laura, because Laura ends up being like a murderer, right?
He's a
It's
real
just
Sophie
it's so interesting.
from her opening video. Nothing happens canonically past November 20th until February 13th, 2020, when Sophie's channel trailer appears, and then on February 20th, her first video, sporting the pink suit and a glossier version of Laura's smoky eye makeup. A theme is introduced of identity, asking how real she is, if she is being real, if she's being herself, and she goes through all the motions of the YRP game, introduces the brand YRP, and makes a full circle from pixel sprite events to filmed reality. As Sophie goes on with her vlog, footage of the corrupted and obsessive Laura appears in her videos, prompting the visit to Laura's house that introduces us to Sophie's manager, Chloe. They also bring in Mark, working for the same company, who has
R.I.P. in
done
peace,
similar
Mark.
orders to whatever Simon asked for originally, and he tells Sophie, "I didn't think you knew who I was." Sophie goes home, but Plum stays trapped in Laura's house. When the hand
Mark
comes
looks like he
knocking,
did.
it brings
Mark's
Mark
not
along,
doing
who
well.
has
It's
a
not
bloody
Mark.
handprint on his collarbone area.
Yeah, Mark's
Keep
look.
in mind,
This
Mark
is pretty
was the person who
disturbing, y'all.
founded
Just
the
so you
YRP
know.
game. He describes
I wasn't
something in
aware
his
this was a
brain,
genre,
feeding
but it makes
until
sense
makes
blowing
you
my
a
mind.
warm,
I
laying
fucking
eggs.
love that this is
Sophie
a
and
genre.
Ben
I just wish it was
lives,
more
but can't
popular,
escape the
because
possessed
it's so
teleporting
much
Mark and
work.
his new master. They eventually end up in the place Plum was being kept, and all three meet their demise. Ben and Plum at the hands of Mark, and Sophie at the hands of Laura, who then immediately replaces her in all of Sophie's original vlog footage. Some of it is shown to us on a DVD Simon records and uploads, and some of it passes through directly to YouTube in the video we're witnessing, blurring the line between what the legitimate presentation is, Simon's recordings or actual YouTube uploads. Simon shows us Laura's terrified cry for help, and the instruction to watch the next disc before all the others. And that brings us around to where we began our timeline work. The reality we're being presented
Wild.
with here
Like,
is
wild
not
how much work
unexpected,
this took.
But the actual context is so
I
out
feel
of
like they
left
didn't
field,
really
it's
make any
a
money.
bucket
Like,
of
this was
cold
just
water
a
thrown right in our
passion
face.
project,
Sophie
you
being
know?
fake as a person is not a surprise, if it were in the sense that she was an actress trying to play into this identity and make herself an influencer with the help of others. Sophie being fake as a person in the sense of being literal.
They still have a merch site. I don't know if you can actually buy it or it's fake, because when it first came out, the merch was fake because it was all sold out. I'm wondering if now it's real, because I feel like it would be really cool. Like, I get that it's like kind of skeezy to sell merch when it's about like being anti-influencer, but should have put a seizure warning. Sorry, yeah, there's a lot of glitches. But yeah, like I feel like it's sort of a crime how little money they made off of this. Like, because I get that it's like it's not about the money, but like how are you gonna make more stuff like this if you just lose a bunch of money, you know? Lonely Girl, yeah, someone else brought up Lonely Girl. I haven't thought about that in forever. What's so interesting about Lonely Girl 15, for those of y'all who don't know, this is like early internet. This is like proto-internet. Like, it was one of the first things planned by a studio on YouTube. So YouTube back then was like, people really liked YouTube because it was people being real, right? And people doing vlogs and people just hanging out. And they liked when people would sit on the floor, like, just like hanging out. And so this girl had those and everyone really liked her, but it ended up being like a studio, and it ended up being scripted, and then it ended up being sort of like a drama, and people really got angry at the time. Like, that was what was wild, is that people felt outraged because they finally found, like, YouTube was such a unique medium back then, where it's like where like things were real, and people were just like, you know, loving that. Hey Adelis, nice to see you. We're watching some spooky shit again. It's nice. Yeah. How are you doing? And so people were really mad at how inauthentic it was. And I feel like that's so interesting, because now the sort of stuff that's really in is like Mr. Beast and stuff that's like super highly edited and like super planned. But people were just like, felt like they were tricked. And now stuff like this is so fun because we've seen so much of like the people just doing dumb vlogs. So to see that it's people just being real and it's actually a horror, like, now we love it, or like people like lost it. So it's like it's so interesting to see how angry people were back then to find out it was fake, for how excited people were to find out that this was fake. I just think that's so interesting. But yeah, someone talked about Lonely Girl before. If you go to Nightmind, he has a whole list of like a bunch of ARGs that I'm too scared to look at. This seems like the least scary one. Yeah, and same Dracula. Wait, what's in Greek? I don't remember that. The freaking thumbnails meta and the baiting tiles with no links. Yeah, no, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's too scary. We're only gonna watch a little bit of it though, because I have to go to sleep pretty soon. But we're gonna try and finish this video. I think it's just the lighting, Hero. I think it's just the light.
Literally manufactured is unthinkable, but that's what we have to confront after seeing the conversation
Sorry.
between
Yeah,
Simon and
the
Chloe.
best part of this, Adeline, is I haven't really watched this in like 3 streams, so you just happened to be here during. The last streams I had weren't really that
see Chloe
scary.
and Mark both operating in a handler capacity to Sophie, and it's just a mind bender. How do you put this into the picture? To give you perspective on how much this threw me for a loop,
interesting.
I wrote over a page
I didn't know that show,
going back
Black.
and forth trying to get all my thoughts down on this originally, and I realized I had to scrap it all and redo it, because I just kept circling around the same ideas like I was pacing around the house in my own brain waiting for something to click, and it was a mess. I had to clean it up and present this as points which address 3 different possibilities we have to look at, some of which viewers of the series are struggling with themselves. Theory 1. Sophie is a simulation. We can shoot this down immediately because the evidence is all against it. Lara, Mark, and Chloe, all of them are seen in the videos for Sophie's vlog and footage outside of them showing how real and off the rails everything has gone from just Sophie and her channel. Everything relating to Simon, especially this final video, cancels out the simulation idea even as it brings it up. Sophie isn't a really uncanny 3D animation. The people who show up in her vlogs are far too real and they existed before her. Theory 2. Sophie is an android. This
That's
is what's
stupid.
driving me and other people mad.
She's definitely not an
Sophie,
android.
as we know her, is not real. We can accept
Why would
that
she be
now.
so scared?
It's obvious, it's clear as can be. All of the hints and themes about identity ring even stronger than before when they were just themes concerning vlogger celebrities.
Wait, do they
But
think she is an
a
android?
robot?
No.
Is that possible?
No way.
The only evidence we have for this idea comes
That's a
from two
stupid one.
sources. Sophie's consistent talk questioning whether she was real.
No worries,
and this
Adeline,
final video
and
featuring
hopefully
Simon,
next-
Clients Industries, The Order.
So Adeline, I don't know if it's Adeline or Adalyn. Next stream probably will unfortunately still be Sophie, but then we're gonna do less scary stuff generally after. Obviously, I'm doing a lot of horror content on here, so it'll be different levels of. But usually, I like more like B-movie stuff and less like scary stuff. But yeah, this stream and next stream will be Sophie. This is never gonna end. We're gonna be watching I Am Sophie till we die. But after that
and
will be
Chloe
something
and
else.
Mark's true involvement. The involvement of Chloe as Sophie's manager later on and Mark as a contact, as well as evidence from Laura's
Okay, good.
timeline, shows us that the events go as follows.
Yeah, here I think they're trying to make her
YRP
outfit
game,
annoying on
Simon's
purpose.
order, Sophie vlogs. Simon constructed his Cronius order of Sophie based on what he saw in the YRP game. That is absolutely the case here. The timeline does not work otherwise, and he was dodgy about asking Mark for the order because Mark sent him the source material. It would have made a really awkward conversation, if not an outright refusal. This brings us face to face with the implication that Sophie's vlog and Sophie herself were Simon's creation. But I have major difficulty in accepting any theory that Sophie
know,
the person
right?
was
Black Phillip?
literally
Absolutely.
manufactured. So much so that I did
I
it
love
again,
it.
everybody. I really did. I typed out so many paragraphs in here arguing the case against android theory and looking at its possibility as well as other tracks before I realized it's all just banging my brain against the wall. Because to be quite honest, we're at a point right now with I Am Sophie that all we can do is work ourselves into a headache. I'm already stressed out over this, and I don't
We're
need to
gonna find
stress
out
you
next-
but I know
next
why
episode
I'm
we're gonna
feeling this
find
way
out.
as a viewer. Everything we've seen so far as part of the why and how it happened issues in the story come down to paranormal forces and severe human desire. This is a horror story, for sure, and we've seen the monster and its effects so many times. We've also known for a while that Sophie came in here with a very strong theme of questioning identity and reality, that she was always concerned about being real and her presentation as a person. We've known that she wasn't who she
That
said
table
she
shot
was
reminds
really,
me of The
even if it
Shining.
was
I don't
just
wanna-
in the values that she expressed having. That
I don't want to rewind because it freaked me out, but that shot where you walk by and it's just like, is it Mark and like the hand of fate? It reminds me very much of that shot from The Shining where it's just like the butler and the bear and one of them's blowing the other and you just walk by and they're just like standing there. It gives me like that energy for sure. I don't know if that was like what they were inspired by, but that's absolutely what I see.
That whole last upload.
I haven't
can
seen
see
Greatest
all
Freak Out ever.
throws the biggest wrench between the paranormal
I need to
side of the
rewatch it.
story
It's been a
and
long
Sophie's
time.
presentation as a character, tearing up the works and our understanding of everything. I've given myself a headache before trying to solve this with the new information we've
This
been
scene is
presented,
so
and I'm
terrifying.
doing
The
it
idea of
again
trying to
right
leave
now.
the
I'm not exaggerating.
mansion and
I've
you just
written and
keep-
rewritten
you
this a
can't
few times,
leave.
and I need some
That shit is
Tylenol.
so scary. The
This does not
Naked
often
Man,
happen
that
when
was
writing a script. I
Mark.
know
That was
there's
one of
more
the
content to come
programmers.
that makes this insane cliffhanger make sense. There
What kind
has
of
to
parties they be having?
We also
He's a
knew
murder
there
guy.
would be, because this upload presented possibilities and explanations that are just in seedling stages, and without more evidence, it puts us all in a place of wild speculation trying to force these puzzle pieces to fit. We don't even have true evidence for the android theory if you think about it.
I don't believe
All
in
we
the
have is
android.
the 3D model,
Yeah, Mark
and we
can't
don't
be
even know
trusted.
what that means. But the situation has driven us crazy trying to figure it out from one revelation.
Everyone
without
with
any
Mark
new
does
clues to help us
no
put it firmly
exceptions?
in place. And it's because we're in territory we've never experienced.
Mark
This
using Mark's
series powered on since launch like a monorail, delivering updates every month. But the last time we received anything was July 19th. It is now October. We're in the
That'd be
first
so
full
annoying.
week of October, and there's been nothing. And I absolutely understand delays when it comes to nonfiction. I've seen them the entire time
Yeah,
I've
they're
run
just-
Nightmind.
I mean, it's
And
also
especially in a year like
during a
this, it is more
pandemic.
than understandable. I'm just genuinely concerned and baffled right now, because no one has managed to start a series, keep uploading, and show they're going to march on right up to the end without a hiccup like I Am Sophie. This kind of silence is totally out of character for them, and I'm worried. And with the last update being what it was and the ideas it introduced, I'm also, like a lot of you, very lost. How do you take such a paranormal heavy story and then introduce this? I don't understand.
Yeah, they start
I'm
going real
trying
off
to
the
not
rails
just
during
keep
this
coming
part.
up with nothing that I feel confident
That's
about
probably
without
why
more
they've had
evidence.
such a big break, because they're
I
like,
held off
yo,
on
we
making
dug
an upload
ourselves
video
into
for
a
this long
hole. We
because
made
I
this
kept
very
wanting to see if there'd be a new upload, a
We-
tweet, an
we
Instagram
made this
post,
really
something.
convoluted and
At
complicated.
this point, I just want a sign of life that lets us know things haven't gone horribly wrong behind the scenes. There's so much here that
Maybe
we don't
Sophie,
know, and
maybe
plenty
the
of loose
virus got
ends.
to the
I've
crew.
tried to figure out the full impact of the last update as much as I can on and off since it was uploaded. Every time, I just keep on running into walls. I see possibilities for a few things, but without real evidence to support the ideas, I'm not about to declare anything as my horse in the race. Which is an odd thing to say because, you know, dead horses, but hey, at least we're on topic, right? I don't do theories here. I never have.
It adds it to
I
it though
need
to
the
be
pieces
convoluted, but you
together
ain't
to form a
wrong. Yeah,
picture
sometimes
and
it's
present it
sometimes
and
it's good,
say,
sometimes
"This
it's too
is
much.
what I see, but none of us have gotten pieces for a bit.
Oh, this is
All I'm
called
left with
I
are
Am
my
Sophie.
opinions and my feelings. And right now, what I feel is that I miss this series. And man, I really hope the team for I Am Sophie is doing okay. And that's all for now, everyone. Thanks to all of you for watching,
Alright.
Surfshark for sponsoring, and my supporters on Patreon who helped me.
I believe that Sophie is an android being hunted by a demon called the Hand of Hate, and all her friends are infected with the disease, which all her for the future is trying to learn, which is locked in root. My brain hurts just reading that. All right, well, we'll find out next time. I believe is NT on playing with Chum? I hope so. Thank you, Vomit Bitch, for the follow. What a name. That is a good name. Okay, I believe she's on with Chum. Let me see. It doesn't really matter, but I just want to make sure she's on. Okay. She better not leave, because last time I tried to raid, it didn't work. Okay, so we're going to raid NT. Please stay on the raid, because you get points, I think, and also she is the partner of Chumblago, who is my best stream friend and my co-Discord person. So great people. Everyone there is great. So please stay. Thank you so much for being here. I will be back. I'm going to try and stream on Tuesday just because I'm partner pushing. I don't usually stream on Tuesday, but I'm aiming for Tuesday. If not, I will definitely be streaming on Wednesday. Oh no, I'm just meeting you. Okay, then bye. All right, but I'll see you soon. I'll be back. I'm sorry, Vomit Bitch. But yeah, see you soon. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, talk to you in a bit. Bye.